Hello, everybody. Hello, it's me, it's Andy. Pre-show with Big D. Hello, pre-Big D. Pre-Big D. Did I say that right? Yes, I did. Did you say Dick Andy? Pre-Dick Andy. Hey, don't be mean. My ears are fucked. Oh, ear. My singular ear is fucked today, so... Pre-Dick Andy. Yeah, that's true. Pre-dicked Andy. Oh no, I got dicked in the ass again. That happens all the time. Mr. White says he can't hear you. I need to. It's because I had the fucking fluffing hammer. That's why. That's why. Is this one? Say something pretty, Big D.
Hello.
There it is. Okay, yeah. Every time I have to do the motherfucking fluffing hammer, every time I forget that I have to change it back over for this show. Sweet Jesus. Thank you, Mr. White. Hello, Mr. White. Mr. White says, yeah, screw those guys. Yeah, fuck them guys. Fucking white bearded people. I think George is still bearded. I think all of us are white and bearded at the moment, unless Mr. White has clean shaven himself. I don't think I can go back to Mr. White clean shaven again. I don't think I'd want that. I like him hairy. Ooh, my bit of hairy white.
I can't remember the last time I was clean shaven.
You can't get rid of the wizard beard. That's crazy talk.
No, I do remember. It was 2001 for Halloween. Oh. I went to Spike from Buffy.
Oh, okay.
Completely bleached blonde hair.
Oh my god, that's brave.
Yeah, it was good for one night, and then unfortunately, with my general hair coloring, it went orange very quickly.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh no, yeah, you don't want to be a ginger.
Mm.
Never be a ginger.
No.
That's modus operandi. Always a good way to live by. Mr. White says, "Hey, I don't get any more white bearded. I don't get any more white. Yeah. You will. We need the white.
My beard is going progressively whiter, which is kind of terrifying, to be honest.
Do you think Mr. White would have more of a Santa beard or a wizard beard? I think he'd work better with a Santa beard. I think he'd work better with a Santa beard. I think he could pull off buff scary Santa. I think Mr. White could do that. He's got that look to him. You know? Like when Santa stands up and takes his robes off and he's just like built. And you're like, oh, okay, Santa, sit down. Calm down.
Do you mean the Santa who's now been part of two surprisingly good miniseries for DC where he teams up with Batman and various other heroes?
I wouldn't know. I haven't read that stuff. I was thinking more like Bill Goldberg as Santa in Santa Slays.
Yeah.
Is it Santa Slays? No, yeah, that's right. Santa Slays. Wow, that was a bad film. Oh boy. Mr. White says, I will send you a full bearded picture later for the usual price. Oh my god. Well, I'll send you I'll send you some feet pictures back so we can even her out. It's all right. We've got it covered, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Shall we get the poop rolling with Moon Poop 2?
Oh, let's.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna play some music and we'll get cracking. Yeah. Music time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Andy, Decayed Andy here from the Moon Poop 2 Poopcast. And we got Big D here again. Hello, Big D.
Hey, Andy. How you doing, mate?
Same as usual, I'd say. Same as usual. The usual, you know. Just had a lazy Sunday. I'm not in trousers at the moment. I am in my Teenage Mutant 8-bit pajama pants. They're quite lovely and comfortable. Nice. And yourself, how are you? I don't need to know your pantage wearage today unless you feel confident in sharing them, of course.
Well, I'm still in my sweat trousers and boxers and my too many idiots not enough Axis t-shirt.
Okay, so my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 8-bit pants or the
I
Pajama
think
pants are far better.
they trump what I'm wearing quite easily. Yeah.
Excellent. I needed a win today. That's the one I'll take. We're here to talk about Transformers again. We're going to cover the last of the Reveal the Shield stuff and powercore combiners. The kind of combiner wars kind of series of guys. Hopefully there'll be enough stuff to talk about here, because I was looking and I was like, technically in 2010, 2011, according to this website, Generations, the Generations line that we're kind of living in still now in this day and age, kind of kicked off around 2010, 2011. I think pretty much as soon as Reveal the Shield ended, we kind of switched over into that era.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It might have been within the same year, to be honest, because I typed in like 2011 toy lines into the TF wiki. I was really hoping there'd just be a page of like toy lines, and it would just have a list in chronological order.
That's ambitious of you.
Yeah, when you go on like Wikipedia, or at least when I go on Wikipedia and I type in Gundam and I click on anime, and then it'll have all of the animes listed in like chronological order, and then there'll be like a video game listing chronological, etc., etc. I was like, oh, maybe they'll have done that for the TF wiki, because that makes sense, right? You're like, I want to see all the toy lines. You're, oh, okay, well, unless I'm just not using the wiki right, which could be a thing. But I will say that the kickoff of the Generations line, the Generations line is really good. It's really good. I'd say that was peak Transformers.
Yeah, I mean, you had that run up to Thrilling, that kind of capped off with the Thrilling 30 line.
Yes, with the oil crisis.
But I mean, as a last hurrah for how good they were at that point, it was a pretty solid run for that stretch.
Really good. Literally, the oil crisis is what killed the Generations toy line, unfortunately, because they had some really good figure concepts after the fact for the Fall of Cybertron line, and just clearly not the money or the probably the money. I don't think it was the inclination. I think they would have liked to have made better figures, but they just didn't have the budget to be able to do anything like that. Fall of Cybertron, Bruticus. Stealth Bomber Megatron as a deluxe. That was lame as well, because that's not a terrible design, and I think for a Voyager leader figure,
that's the killer for so much of that stuff, that there were some really good designs that, because of the budgets they were forced to work to, they either had to scale them down in terms of the size, which made them just not make sense, or they removed features wholesale.
Yeah.
Which compromised it even further, and it can't have been fun times for the designers, to be fair.
No, definitely not.
That's not I can't imagine what was being like. Some of those designs were really good. The concepts, because we have seen artwork for a few things over the years, which they've represent great what ifs of what could have been.
I think we've also missed some figures, because did we talk about the tank Galvatron?
Oh, I don't know if we did, actually.
Because
that was Universe 2.0.
Yeah. It just cropped into my head that I don't think we talked about that, so maybe we'll, depending how quick we get through this stuff, I suppose. So that's a good point. We may as well get on with it and talk about the Wreck-Gar figure from Reveal the Shield, who's probably the first Wreck-Gar we had since... Yeah, probably since the original figure, I would say, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he'd shown up in the cartoon, in the animated.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Animated was 2010, 2000. Well, season 2, so that would have been 2011, I think, 2012.
Yeah, but the toy for that came after the motorcycle, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure as well. Yeah, so this was probably the first one. Not a bad figure, kind of a slight reinterpretation of his design. However, it did have some problems. Stress mark problems, for instance. One of the big ones, which did afflict mine as well, was the handlebars on the motorbike were rubberized, and they had giant nipples. So you would twist on, they were pinned rubbery plastic pinned through the brown plastic, and then you just kind of turn them, and the big nipples would effectively just kind of hold them in the correct place.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the big nipples would push the plastic basically off the bike mode, and you'd crack and destroy them in that kind of aspect. Also, I can't remember, did the hands get
I was just looking at the description. They said that there is an issue that's been reported where the way the hands, they hold the axe, but if you try and twist it in the handle, so turn the axe in the hand, that can cause cracking.
right?
But I'm sure I remember there was also an issue with the automorph feature.
What was the automorph feature? I don't remember the automorph. Was that his head coming up?
I think it's part of the. I think it was connected to the head issue, but it is something where, the automorph. Point of the gas tank and dislodge the handles and move them to the size intended, or unhinge the handlebars. It's kind of tied to what you said about handlebars for nipple issue.
Okay.
But I'm quite fortunate. I have one of these Retgars. He's on a shelf and he hasn't been touched in the best part of 15 years. So
yeah. Well, it's the same with most Transformer
so he
collectors.
shall remain.
Yeah. Illa said in chat, never liked this one. Why not? Out of interest, is it just design wise? Because I think like making bike transformers, not easy thing. Making a Retgar transformer, again, probably not an easy thing. Proportionally, he does look a bit weird. Like he's a bit like his neck needs to be like a little higher up, I think, and that would help out his torso a little
I think
bit
that was
more.
always a slight issue with the figure of the head more than anything. I mean, I always like the fact that it's an asymmetric robot mode.
Yeah, that was nice. I like that. That was fun.
Really works for a Drunkion, you know? The fact that the robot could ride the bike, so if you had two or another, or as they did because they did a couple of re-releases of this, you could replicate the scene of the Drunkions riding other Drunkions, which that's cool. I dig that, you know? That's fun.
It was nice foresight for like making the design. So they clearly designed it so that it could work in that way, and it not be like it's a bit awkward, but it's good enough where you get a picture like they've used on the wiki, and you go, no, that's fine. He's not actually going to be able to put his feet on the bike and hold that pose, but yeah.
And the thing is, they didn't have to do it. It could have just been a nice bike and a nice robot, and then they put this as an extra little bit of functionality that just works, you know?
One thing I wasn't too thrilled with design-wise was the weird Bugman's Glow flesh tone color that they used on him in quite a few places. Like on the face, they used this flesh tone, which in itself you should never really do with the Transformer because it goes into Tugs territory where you don't probably want that. It's on the forearms, it's on the highlight parts on the bike are fine. I don't mind it there. It being such a large prominent place on the forearms looks a bit weird. Like if you drew hair, like just lines on the forearms, it would look like it's a cosplayer dude, I feel.
Do you think there may have been a little bit of intention in that? To make this,
I think it's just like maybe using I'm not sure if it's even. Is it painted? No, I don't think it's. Painted. No, it must be painted. It must be.
This was the year where they weren't really going for screen accuracy. They were going for reinterpretation. So
yeah.
I can understand for the Hasbro version, at least, they took the basic concept. You got that brown, which is that ruddy brown, which is pretty much the one color that translates over pretty much one for one from OG Retgar. You got the flames, and then they just tweaked the shading of it was. I mean, it's much better on the Takara version.
Oh, I mean, this is 2010.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But they kind of it's still a bit of a flashy color, but it feels a bit more peach in tone, you know?
Yes, I
can't explain that.
The Japanese one still has a weird look to it, mainly because they've used like cherry red. See, at least from the wiki images, a very cherry red for the torso, and then like gray for the face, which I guess is accurate. But there's again something about it that looks slightly. It looks slightly off. It doesn't look quite right. The Hasbro one looks more like what I would assume Wreck-Gar would look like.
Yeah, it was more. It was much more orange on the original toy.
I'm surprised that they didn't just go with like. I'm surprised they didn't just go with like gray for the forearms, because that's what the. I mean, obviously, like you said, it's a reinterpretation, but gray would have been more normal kind of colors.
Actually, I'm looking at that original Wreck-Gar, and the bits that are that weird flesh tone, they are pretty much beige on the original.
Oh, really? Okay.
But but that's not been translated to either the Takara or the Hasbro version. That's interesting.
Maybe they just didn't want to go that way. And it's interesting because that flesh color is painted on. So that's a big paint app on both arms and a decent amount on one side of the leg and his face, and random little highlight bits on the bike as well. It's odd. Illa said it looks better. It looks better than it is. It feels weird in the hand. I can't say that for myself because it's been too long since I fiddled with it, so I don't think I could personally like say for 100% sure whether I remember it feeling weird in hand or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having to go by my recollections as well, and I think I do get what Ilya's meaning.
Yeah,
I do remember that it did feel a bit weirder, a bit more spindly compared to most of the other bots in the line for the time.
Yeah,
but to me, it kind of fit the character. You know, that Wreck-Gar's supposed to be a bit weird and unsettling. I'm
not sure I would 100% agree with that. I think it's just a necessity for him being a bike and a deluxe scale that kind of has to be. I don't think it's an intended like, oh, we're aiming for him to be spindly. I think it's just more of a necessity of like, he a bike, we can't make him big. It's just not in the cards. I think for a bike transformer, though, I think he's pretty successful, you know? He's not as good as Transformers Prime RC. I don't think he's as good as Animated Prowl, who's also a bike. Probably came out either a little bit before or after this version. Who came before? I still don't.
You had a lot of movie kind of what we'd call Legends or Core Class today bikes that came out.
Yes, which were their core class, you know. Yeah,
but far better than Eddie Right to be. I mean, he's a different sort of attempt at a bike former because he's like I said before, he's asymmetrical, when a lot of the other ones they go heavy on symmetricals. They kind of split the panel, split almost down the middle and whatnot, and this doesn't do that. Which I always appreciated, but they tried something different, you know?
Yeah. And the weapon was good, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, apart from it breaking the hand, obviously, that wasn't good. But
yeah. I mean,
the actual way that it was integrated, that was good.
Yeah. It was a good use for C-clip system.
Yes.
It was still a bit of a thing. And yeah, it was bigger than the Axe Wreck-Gar normally has. But on the other hand, the head spun, and that's cool.
The what spun? The head of it spun. I don't think it did.
The axe blades.
I think it unfurled. I think if you grabbed one point and you pulled it, it would go from the wheel shape and it would kind of pull apart.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. It was like Prowl's Ninja Stars. But
it had like a little automorph thing, so it folded up and it plugged into the side of the fuel tank of the bike. Yeah.
I don't think saying that the axe was too big compared to the original one would be a good criticism, because it was a reinterpretation. You could argue it's more practical, maybe, though you could argue as well that it looks maybe a bit more like something you'd use in a garden, you know, to trim like a hedge not a hedge trimmer, a grass edger, a grass trimmer.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
looks a bit more like that than anything else. Gardener Wreck-Gar would be a thing. Illa says the bike mode is cool though. I agree. It's nice to see more of a. This is more of a dirt bike as well, right? Rather than like a sports bike. which is what we usually see, I think, from
Yeah,
Transformers.
it's not a sports bike. It's not a hog. It's not a what's the word for those really big ones with all the big saddlebags and they don't seem like they'll fall over. You know the
Police
the
bike?
kind of. It's what a lot of police bikes are built off of. But
Oh, okay.
you know those big ones that you see folks going on big trips on. Not hog style, but ones which just have huge containers on the backs and almost.
I kind of get what you mean, but I wouldn't know
Yeah.
what it's called.
Yeah, I'm sure I've just forgotten the name of what they're called, but it was nice that you had him being quite a spindly bike as well. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should add, I had the United one. Okay, so you had the one I would deem as being very, very odd looking. Probably worse than the American one, which is odd for Japan, I would say. And also says, animated prowl is excellent. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
No argument here. In terms of other redos for this Wreck-Gar, there was, for Generations, there was Junk Heap. There was a Platinum Edition. There was a Junkion Scrap Head. That was also in that pack. There was a couple of versions of Fun Pubs. So Timelines, Wreck-Gar from Shattered Glass, Scrap Irons from Shattered Glass, and Junk Heap from Shattered Glass. There's also Tarantulas. There was the Takara Tomy one we looked at, and there was also a E-Hobby Scrap Head as well. So there was a decent chunk of redos of this guy.
They got way more than I thought out of this.
Same.
Way more.
I didn't remember. So the Generations Junk Heap, which I don't remember, has a new head, which I definitely don't remember. I don't think it looks very good. Kind of a handlebar mustache kind of look, and then the color scheme is oddly enough a little bit hot roddy.
Yeah, it's got that kind of hot, not hot pink, but kind of a very
maroony kind of right?
almost a hot maroon. Yeah,
and then kind of a like I think the color scheme's kind of bad because it's this maroon color and then a really bright yellow.
I mean, I think it works for the robot, but not so much for the bike.
But then they've also got like orange paint on small parts of it as well, like lines. It's pretty ugly, I think. And then obviously more grey and painted plastic, which we didn't mention for the original version of Wreck-Gar, which he also has. This seems to have more. So it's kind of kind of ugly. What do you think of the new head? I don't think it's as good as the previous one, personally.
No, I mean, the Wreck-Gar head is kind of a bit of a... I thought that was one of the best heads of this era, to be fair.
Okay.
A little small because of the deluxe size.
Yeah.
And the space it had to compact into. But it was kind of the Wreck-Gar head that I was imagining the toy should have had. And never did realize. So, I mean, I like the fact that they did do multiple heads of the other Junkions.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to do that. That's kind of a neat thing that they did. It's an odd looking head, admittedly.
Yeah.
But then the Junkions were a very odd looking bunch.
It's not emulating any Junkion that I can recall off the top of my head, though. So
again, because of the space it's got to occupy, they've had to kind of take some liberties.
Yeah.
So they've kind of gone for the essence because a lot of them most of the Junkions had bigger helmets than Wreck-Gar did. When you watch the film.
Yeah.
His was relatively subdued compared to some of the other ones in there.
Apparently, though, this one, according to this, addressed several of the design issues that customers experienced with the previous one. So the nubs on the handlebars have been cut off at the factory level, so it wasn't sorted. It was just kind of sorted at the factory, allowing for the handles to not break. And moved the sides of the gas tank manually during transformation. This actually recommended in this instance rather than relying on the automorph gimmick activated by pumping up the gas tank. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So they did change a few little bits to make this figure a little bit better, even if I do think it's a little ugly. The Planet of Junk Clash showed off a Platinum Edition version of Wreck-Gar, who's probably in a more... Yeah, I'd say this is probably closer to what you would imagine a G1-inspired Wreck-Gar would look like, at least a little bit closer, at least.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
They've changed the weird flesh color on the forearms to more of a coppery, toffee colored look, I think, I'd say.
Yeah. The layout overall just works better than it did on the main line.
Yeah.
And possibly even on the United release, to be fair.
I would say so. The grain painted plastic has been seemingly molded in a bit more of a silvery plastic as well, thank God. So
That
again,
works.
looks nicer.
Yeah, that helps.
There's also in this set there is what's his name? Blah, blah, blah.
Scrap Heap.
Scrap Heap, that's his name. Thank you. Yeah, in a similar color scheme, but with a different head. Again, very unlike any Junkion head that you would have seen before. Has a face plate, which is in itself not very Junkion-esque, but has the exact same color scheme as Wreck-Gar pretty much. So yeah, okay, didn't look too bad. And then, so what do you think of that set?
I must admit, I was always kind of sad I never picked up this set because
really,
it was one that was never really accessible over here. Not that I found anyway. Because it was a neat way to get a couple of fresh characters. Although I suppose for most folks, they just figured, well, I've already got Wreck-Gar. Do I need
Scrap Heap or whatever his name is?
Yeah. I mean, nowadays that set would probably sell gangbusters.
Maybe.
But I do like the fact that they did do the additional Junkions because, especially at this period, it wasn't a guarantee, or that it wouldn't have been a fan club exclusive.
Yeah, this was exclusive for at least US retailers to Big Bad Toy Store. And then it was limited in some other places as well, like Spain. It was Amazon, etc., etc. But it doesn't look like it was sold here at all in the UK.
No, I don't think I ever saw it on.
But when has that ever happened before in the past?
And I know, right?
Yeah. So BotCon or the timelines showed off the multitudes of versions of their figures. So we have a Shattered Glass Wreck-Gar, who's gone for the Insecticon kind of color scheme of purples and grays and blacks and yellows, so that's kind of neat. There is Scrap Iron, I think is the next one, who has a brand new head, or is that a different guy's head?
No, that's the same head.
Oh, okay.
Just the way they painted it is
it's a bit different.
It works better the way they painted this one.
And then Junkie again has the same head that we've seen before, just painted a little bit differently. I like all of these. I wouldn't want them because I don't really care about Shattered Glass, but I think for general color schemes, the Insecticon's color scheme is never a bad one to go for. And having just unlimited Gooners to die in droves, like the Junkions, make sense from an Autobot perspective and could act like a plague. So it makes sense.
If you would kind of think, what would the Autobot version of Insecticons, or what would be an evil version of the Junkions? Well, yeah, Insecticons actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
especially in their animated incarnations. So
yeah.
Again, it's not a set I ever had, but I'd like and like you, I'm not really fussed with Shattered Glass, unless it's got a deco that I actually want for something else,
like a really good one.
Or if it's a deco
for them boring.
Or if it's deco for a character where it's actually a character who's not Shattered Glass, it's just they've released it under that line to
because isn't is Axor Shattered Glass Wheeljack?
Slicer Shattered Glass Wheeljack.
That's the one. Slicer Shattered Glass Wheeljack.
And is it Heatwave? The Decepticon bike. They did her as a Shattered Glass figure as well when
was it the G2 version that they colored her up as, basically, where it's black and red? Or am I thinking of a different one?
That's Road Rocket.
That's Road Rocket, okay.
I'm thinking of... do you remember when they did the BotCon repaints of the Energon RC mold? And one of them... Flame War. That was it.
Flame War. That's right, yeah. That was a really good color scheme, yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. So here's a question. Would you have preferred these Junkions to be colored at least slightly differently to make them a bit more unique? Because I think I would have. Not like anything too major. You want to keep them fairly similar, but I think I mean, again, I know why they did it because it's cheaper, right? You just have the exact same body with the exact same paint scheme, and then you pop on the new head, and it works. Which
a
is
whole
fine.
bunch of Shadow Class is supposed to be the inverse.
Yeah.
So to make the Junkions much more uniform, I think actually kind of in their coloring makes a certain amount of sense.
I think I just would have liked a slightly different coloring on each of them, just a minor bit. Like maybe you inverse the stripes on the arms, so they're not yellow. Maybe one of them has pink stripes on the arms. Maybe the seat is yellow. Something small just to make them a little bit more distinct. I don't know.
I can get that.
Yeah, but again, I get it. I understand why it's money and whatnot. So that's them, and then we have Tarantulas. It seems like we didn't have a figure of this, and
I think I remember seeing the concept for him, but it never got released to my knowledge, which is weird.
Yeah, it shows like a timelines image, but it's just like him peering from behind a corner where he's using the scrap heap head or the other one's head. It's like fair enough. So I don't think that's a big loss that we didn't get that, but fair enough.
No, it was a little bit of a shame that when I was thought though, because.
And then there was the United version of United Scrap Heap, which I'm guessing was from the Japanese toy line. Just very different color scheme. It's much darker brown. He doesn't fit in with the other Junkions at all. Like that's how dark the brown is compared to the previous ones.
Oddly, he feels more like a Junkion in some ways.
Kind of, yeah. I think the brown's still a little bit off though. Like it's like a really dark leather brown, like too dark, where it should be a little bit more chocolatey. I think.
But they got that beige in there though, which was missing from the others.
Yes, yeah, they've got the silver, they've got the grey, they've got the beige on the face. Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is closer to what you would expect a G1 version to look like, more so than
I do like how they've done his head though. I prefer that deco for the head to the US to the platinum release.
I'd agree. It's like it's okay.
Yeah,
this figure got way more usage than I assumed at first.
It really did.
There you go.
And we should probably I mentioned the United version, but one thing I'd like about the United version though, they've used that lovely metallic red.
Oh, see, I don't like the cherry red. I'm not a fan of it. I think it looks weird.
Oh, okay.
It's too much.
In concept with the rest of them, yes, but it's a nice color to see applied on something.
Yeah, I just don't think it's appropriate for Wreck-Off.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there.
Yeah, I think was that the era where United, at least Japan, was doing like a lot of their. I think it was where they were doing a lot of their color schemes and just using like metallic. Yeah, it's because that's exactly what they did with the animated toys, isn't it? All the animated figures were like metallic chromed for some reason, and metallic.
I mean, Takara just went ham for their repaints in this period. It was.
I don't think they were even repaints for animated though. I think their basic release was like metallic sheen red Optimus Prime, metallic sheen Bumblebee.
Actually,
which was bizarre. I guess it was just the style of the time for Japan for whatever reason. But fair enough. Next up, we have Jazz, probably the best deluxe out of the Reveal the Shield line. I'm reasonably happy to say.
I think that's a fair argument to make.
Yeah, this was a really good Jazz toy, and had a lot of playability as well. I think he transformed reasonably simply. I don't think it was too hard to transform.
I think the only issue I ever had was because he's got a slight automorph gimmick in the way his feet transform.
Oh yeah, I can see the springs. That's right.
But that gave me as over the years that's given me a few odd moments. But overall, yeah, it's a nice transformation.
Yeah, a solid looking Jazz figure with a really neat gimmick. They used the C-clips on this figure where you'd have two speakers and you could attach them onto the door wings. That's pretty cool. And if you didn't want them on the door wings, you could attach them on the side of the guns and basically deck out your gun with like extra DACA effectively, making it turn in from a big gun to kind of like a giant Magnum, which is cool.
Yeah, and if you didn't want to do that, then the speakers could just sit on the inside of the doors.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite quite well planned out and well thought out, I would say, overall.
Yeah, Jazz was kind of he was the one I remember when I saw the images for him. I think might have been in Toy Fair magazine.
Oh, okay.
Or online when I was
Yeah.
having a browse. He was one that I think a lot of people went, oh. I mean, for me, Jazz was one of my first Transformers as a kid. He was the only one of the Autobot cars I had. So I have a lot of love for Jazz. And to get a proper G1 style Jazz, especially after how he got treated in the live action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was, I mean, it's such a good toy that one weekend I was driving down to a mate of mine in Wales. I stopped at an Asda on the way through and they had one on the shelves. I phoned him and said, do you want one? It's reduced.
Oh.
And he said, yes.
Nice.
So, and I still have mine of this because I might even say he's still to me the benchmark for Jazz figures.
I think he probably is better than the Studio Series one.
Studio Series does some stuff very well. I mean, I love the articulation, the feet. I mean, he has ankle tilts, which this one doesn't. But
no.
But he feels a little
cheap.
In comparison. A little bit. And we've said before, it's the mold that they use for Knockout, which a lot of folks are not a fan of because of how it feels. And I get that. So
well, it doesn't look anything like Knockout either, so that's another reason.
Yeah.
I think the downside in comparing this to the Studio Series one is this keeps the wing doors, which obviously that's not very accurate unless it's the toy. If you're thinking of Jazz, generally he doesn't have the door wings. So the Studio Series does have that benefit of no door wings, which is nice. But yeah, I would agree. This feels, from what I remember, it still has been a while since I've touched it. I remember this feeling like a better figure. That could change.
This was at that point. This was like the apex of what the Jug line could be for me. So a lot of love for this figure.
Illa says still great, maybe unsurpassed, maybe, to be honest, in some aspects.
Possibly, yeah.
So in terms of redos, because this was technically Big D, this wasn't Jazz, this was Special Ops Jazz, actually.
Yes.
Because of that money, I suppose, and names and whatnot.
I mean, Takara's one, I can't tell a bloody difference between the two. Can you? Just he might be a bit of a crisper white, but
it says Jazz is cast in a non-metallic glassy white plastic, which I'm sure the Hasbro one was. Uses darker blue and red paint. Red paint is the other one not have red paint? The other one looks like
yeah, he does. I suppose this is a little more of an orangey shade, to be fair. A bit more. Bit more.
And it also says, and his feet are painted. Okay. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. So his feet are painted silver. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Unlike otherwise, they look pretty similar. Let me get the other ones up. Who else did I get? Did I get the Fun Pub one? No. Okay, Fun Pub. 2 Fun Pubs, 3 Fun Pubs, 4 Fun Pubs, and then another million publishing. So the first one is Generations, the Ultimate Gift Set. I don't know what this was, to be honest. This was a Generation 2, I'd say in quotations, version of Jazz. And he came packaged with the Combat Hero Optimus Prime, which I'm sure we'll get to as well.
I remember this set because it gave you a couple of Legends figures in there as well.
Oh, okay.
The random reasons.
I would describe this as the car that I would imagine seeing in Florida. Like a boy raced a car in Florida. It's primarily still white. It's got a nice baby blue like ring around the bottom of the car mode, and then it's got like some thin orange lines on it here and there.
You can almost taste the orange of the color they've gone with there.
Yeah, it's very much like an orange, juicy, almost kind of orange. It's okay.
Yeah.
And then it's got Jazz on his spoiler as well. I don't think it's as visually appealing as the standard Jazz look, though.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, something about that classic martini deco. I mean, everyone, if you see that on a Porsche, everyone knows it's Jazz, you know?
I think it also doesn't help that when you do a repaint and the primary color is still white on it, I don't think that's a great version of a repaint.
Yeah.
You know?
On the other hand, the fact he has Jazz on his spoiler is very G2, so...
It is, and children would not forget who
you.
it is. They wouldn't forget, oh yeah, this is Jazz, okay. So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Next up was Wheelie, which was done in the GDO set, the Global Development Organization. He came with a new head and a slingshot, which could be held as a blaster, which I like the idea of that. He did still come with speakers, though, for whatever reason.
I think it's a case of, it's on the mold, throw it in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like, fuck it.
I mean, it's actually a really good wheelie head, in fairness to it.
Yeah,
and like you say, the fact that the slingshot has that extra handle so it could be used as a blaster, that's cute.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's got all the, especially in robot mode, it has all the wheelie colours.
Yes. It's obviously just too big. I'm looking at the car mode and I'm thinking, if this was like a scout size, this would be really good. If they'd actually gone and done the KO thing of making a smaller version of their figure, but just the same, like a downscale, I think that would have been much better for this figure. Whether it was possible or not.
Wasn't this the same sort of period where they ended up doing Prime Breakdown as Swerve?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it was that wave,
Which is one of the more hilarious reinterpretations imaginable. Because teeny tiny Swerve, big head breakdown.
And it was the Vortex helicopter that was done into Springer, like, who was the best one of that line. Yeah, the GDO line was a weird line. No one gets it.
Very, very weird.
But really, I mean...
Yeah, that's fun, you know?
An odd choice, but it worked. You know, just scale-wise, it was completely off, but yeah, okay. Now, this one I thought was really good because I like this guy. Kick Over was done for Timelines. So this is an action master, basically. And it turned out really well. He's a black car with red translucent windows, red highlights here and there, and then like a big white stripe going down the center of the car mode with a orange stripe going down the center of that. It's and with a new head as well. It looked really nice, I thought.
You know what? I always love to see an action master get a new interpretation.
Oh yeah.
And this, again, it's one that I never had in hand, but I love to see these turn up because this just looks fantastic. I mean, everything about this just kiss.
So when I complain about characters in like the current mainline getting reused for molds, like the animated figures don't really get their own molds. The Prime figures don't get their own molds. This is a kind of figure that I don't mind it not getting its own mold because it's a fucking action master. Who cares? Also, obviously, it was done for the convention, and I think this was a fantastic pick, and the color scheme again worked amazingly well. And it was on a good mold. We've already agreed that the mold's good. So it's just like, I mean,
if the Jazz toy hadn't come out, they'd probably have reused the Datsun mold, which
probably
has its issues.
Yes,
this gave them a much better basis to work off of.
Yes, 100% agree. Timelines also did a pre-tool of the Jazz figure. It says for Armada Sideswipe. I mean, it is Armada Sideswipe. He has a Decepticon insignia for whatever reason, but it's also way better than the original Armada toy because the Armada toy is fucking horrific. Where we've talked about it as that gimmick ate his entire ass for his vehicle mode. It does have a new head, which doesn't really look like the Armada character, I would argue. Would you agree, Big D?
I would. It also doesn't look like Jazz or Overrun either.
No.
Or Kick Over, rather. So that's in its favour. That it's a character that probably no one really would have remembered that much about. So the fact that they gave it a new head in any case, even if it wasn't 100% accurate, is kind of funky.
It's an odd choice why you'd spend your money like that, but it's like, yeah, all right, yeah, sure.
I mean, it's the Botcon stuff got weird, didn't it? Because you could never work out what would get the budget to have a retooled head and what wouldn't, and would just be a straight redeco.
Yeah. And when you heard of a theme, it's like, is the theme going to be good or is it going to be lame?
Yeah. And one of the issues with Jazz is that his head is so distinctive in the Transformers franchise.
Yeah.
You can't really reuse him for that many characters. Because otherwise people are just going to say, well, that's just Jazz.
Yeah.
This at least for head makes him look like someone else.
I'm trying to think who else you could use the head for apart from the generic repaints. And I'm thinking like maybe some Micromasters might have a Jazz-styled head. Maybe. But yeah, you're quite right. It's like using an Optimus Prime head. It's just like, well, that's Optimus Prime. That's Starscream. That's Soundwave. It doesn't really work for anybody else for the most part. But yeah, there's another Shattered Glass. There was also the long arm from the customization class. So this was technically super duper exclusive.
Yes.
Well, I'm never quite, because I never did these, so I'm not quite sure what it entirely involved, but it's just effectively just purple. It's very, very purple.
I think you got the base body and the parts to do the conversion. And I think there's also some limited paint equipment provided as part of it.
But clearly not much of this is painted. I mean, at least from this one image, you can see that there's, if anything, there's nothing painted on it. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And it seems like the new parts were a new left hand. So he had the gun, which looks a bit ropey, to be honest. And then a shockwave head, which, again, doesn't match the purple of the rest of the mold. It matches the roof of the car's purple, but not the body's purple, which is
it's odd. Cute that they've given his regular gun. They painted the tip like Shockwave's gun mode has. That's cute.
That's quite nice.
I like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is desperately exciting because it is just heavy purple. I don't think it's nearly as good as the other ones we've talked about, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with using Shockwave as a base. Unfortunately, Shockwave has a very boring color scheme. What makes Shockwave interesting is his silhouette, more so than the color scheme being cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
Next up, we have another Timelines one. This is, who's this? Cybertron's Most Wanted, Autobot Stepper.
Another
one that
I'm not an Action Master, but he was the Takara redeco of Jazz back in the day, wasn't he?
Oh, was that what it was? Okay, so
yeah, it's when they were doing the Target Masters, they did they reused the Jazz and the Inferno molds to make 2 new Autobot Target Masters.
Oh, of course,
running in Japan. So
yeah. I don't remember this version specifically, Orange Jazz, but it's a nice color scheme, and he came with Cyclonus's gun at the time, Fracas, who was the only Target Master to have been made.
I mean, it's a neat inversion of Stepper's normal color scheme. So
yes, because it is this the Shattered Glass version, isn't it? Yeah. That's what's
works.
Throwing me, because I'm thinking of Ricochet, and I'm thinking he's black and yellow. And this is orange primarily. He's got some nice tampons on him. Like, he's got this big kind of like gold or silver flame on the side of his car mode. He's got a nice little one on the front of his car mode as well. You don't see a lot of just pure orange Transformer cars either, generally. So this, again, looks pretty good.
The only knock I'd say against it is that they've gone for pure translucent plastic for the windows. Yeah. If only that was tinted, that would...
It would help. We've talked about this before. Just straight clear is never a good idea.
Although from the angle they photographed it, it does look like he has 2 really spaced out eyes looking at you, doesn't it?
Yeah, true. We did speak of Stepper. Unite Toys did their own version of Stepper, who again came with Fracas because he was the only Target Master at the time. Yeah. So this was just the normal version, and again, if you like Stepper or Ricochet's color, I prefer the name Ricochet, to be honest. If you like Ricochet's color scheme, then it's that, and it is a good color scheme. To be fair,
it is.
It works well.
black with gold on a little bit of red.
Can't
Nice.
go wrong. I mean, barely go wrong.
And for white on the robot helps. It actually balances everything out. I think.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
They did well. That's all the jazz eyes. Next up, we have Fat Turbo Tracks, as he'll be known here, because he was a little fat boy.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah, he did have the triple mode, sort of. He could kind of do the flying car mode, but it was really ugly and awkward as you used the door wings to do it. And it didn't look great, to be honest.
It was awkward. I mean, they get points for effort, but sadly, deductions for the execution.
It felt like they were trying to do a lot with a deluxe figure where they didn't know exactly how to do it. As again, like his robot mode, he has the elements there to be like a good Tracks, but then you see how thin and skinny his legs are in comparison to the torso, and it throws the proportions all off. And I think if you made the legs thicker and longer, I think this figure would be remarkably better looking. It wouldn't save the flying car mode because we can't do anything about that. But
I would agree with that. I mean, this mold is a weird. Cause I'm surprised. I actually own like 4 versions of it.
Oh,
well, I have Tracks, I have Wheeljack, and I have the 2 goons.
Runabout and Runamok.
Yeah, I've got the 2. I've got both of them. The
that was
fan club one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it came in the little orange box, right, with styrofoam in it.
Yeah, because I managed to get them cheap in a really good deal years ago now. But it was always weird to me because for way that this how they did Wheeljack out of it, Wheeljack basically it was a case of reversing the legs of the other way around on Wheeljack, right? So
is that what it was? You're probably right.
So Wheeljack basically has the bonnet of the car as the front of his lower legs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And for some reason, they also made his legs, they don't extend as far. And it's actually something in the tooling that stops the legs extending as far as they do on Tracks. So it makes Wheeljack shorter and a little stumpier, but it kind of helps. And partly it's also, I think they made some slight changes to the body of the car mode. I think I could be wrong on that one.
They added bits to the front of the grill. Maybe they added a spoiler as well. It seems.
But that's what forms of feet. So it's so weird though, because like you say, the flying car mode is cute. They put it in. I mean, the wings, it feels like they started at the car mode, which is a really nice car mode.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a really nice car. But both Tracks and the Wheeljack version are pretty top notch as far as Autobot cars go. But for Robot, it does feel like basically I much prefer the Kingdom version, and I know that one is again not perfect, but it executes things better. It looks more like Tracks should, so it's svelter. This is, I mean, he's got no waist effectively because he's all chest.
Yeah,
and that's a shame because it's actually funny. It's because he's using the actual roof of the car as his chest. If he had a faux chest, it probably would have worked better.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think we were in that era just yet.
We weren't.
The pretend parts, and I think that's why people now more like our age probably don't like that because they kind of remember this era where they didn't do it. But I think you might be right. I think a fake chest might. I don't know where you would have put the roof of the car here.
There's a lot of car there to hide. But,
if they could have done maybe. If they could have done something,
all into a backpack, you know,
make it a shield. You pull it off, and there's like a fake chest underneath, and he uses it as a shield. I don't know.
Perfect. That would have worked.
I don't like parts form. Parts form is so stupid. It looks better. Shut up. Go away.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yes. Don't mind me. I'll be in the corner just slapping that person back to death.
No. Unfortunately, like Tracks has not only weird wings, but they're little baby stumpy wings. They're like The best way to describe the size of the actual wings, not the door part of the wing, but the wing part, is when you see like a cherub, and they have like like in a Warner Brothers cartoon, and they're like comically tiny.
Now, here's a question. Do you think if there had been a strip of white paint from where the connector to the door to the wing itself is, do you think that would help?
I think if they'd molded, like
some detail and better.
like some inner wing detail, and like you said, then painted it, it would still look awkward because there's still two giant pins which connect the door to the white handle or the white.
But this feels a little more than a tad unfinished, I think is a good way to describe it.
Yeah. I'm guessing they just didn't have the budget to paint that in either. But I think that's
a shame.
Would have helped a little bit.
Yeah, and the kicker is this is actually a pretty posable figure. He's got ankle tilts,
which was rare, very rare.
Yeah, so he can pose like a champ.
Yeah,
surprisingly so, given how bulky he is. Possibly not enough heel, but you can get around that fairly easily. So
yeah,
and it's a really nice head sculpt as well. Same with Wheeljack, really nice heads.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Illa says, kind of awkward, but the metallic paint on the United one is great. That alone made me keep it over the years. That's fair. We'll be having a look at all of those in a moment. You mentioned the Wheeljack. I think the mold works a little bit better for Wheeljack. The fact that, like you mentioned, they turned the shins of the car mode round, so you don't have the back of the underside of the car. It helps make the legs look a bit fuller.
And you know what I've just seen they've done? They've painted the interior of the door silver.
No, it's not just painted. Is it just painted, or is it like?
Yeah, it's just painted. They haven't done anything different to the interior.
Oh, that definitely helps.
And I mean, his wingtips are a different design to Trax's, which again, that wasn't to be expected. You know, this is a lot more. This has got more extra stuff on than you'd expect. But that, I think that helps it.
It makes it look a bit more like a wing. Like it's still, it's okay, but that added paint, like you mentioned, definitely helps. Definitely helps.
Yeah.
And Wheeljack here, I'd argue, looks paint-wise, specifically paint-wise, looks better than the Earthrise one. If you remember how devoid of paint the Earthrise one is, it's got like barely anything for its racing stripes or anything like that. This has a good, solid Wheeljack paint scheme. It's not an amazing mold. It's still a bit of an awkward, fluffy mold, but paint-wise, way better than the modern Wheeljack we have.
Yeah, and you know what? Having a chunky Wheeljack
seems apt.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, I do like the Kingdom Wheeljack, but I'm not unaware of its flaws.
Yeah,
it's mainly the paint. Yeah, I mean, I forked out 15 quid for an upgrade kit for it, so that made it loads better. But it's an extra 15 quid on top of a 25 quid figure.
Yeah, exactly. Which back then would be like maybe 3 of these, maybe.
Yeah,
at least 2, definitely 2, maybe 3. So that's the Wheeljack, and there you go. So we got the Wheeljack. There was the Runamuck and the Overrun, not Runabout, I suppose, from the Timelines one that you got.
Yeah.
I don't remember Runamuck having orange on him. I think they added that for this color scheme for whatever reason.
No, I think the original toy actually did have oranges. One of the issues with the Siege or Earthrise version of him that he has no orange on.
I must be misremembering. And then Runabout. Yeah, to be fair, these again, because they're meant to be goobers.
They're quite neat. Yeah, they're a pair of idiots.
Yeah, so them being kind of short and fat and chunky, and again they're using the Wheeljack they're using the Wheeljack mold. So I think again that kind of helps. They don't have the derpy wings. They have the legs the correct way round. It makes them look again a bit better.
I mean, they look like it's not 1-to-1, but if you were to ask someone who are these two, if you knew Transformers, you'd go, "Oh, it's Runabout and Runamuck,"
Or they'd be going, oh, it's those guys.
It's
those two.
idiots who spray paint over all of America's monuments for
Yeah.
an issue of Transformers.
Again, for an update of these two, this was perfectly fine.
Yeah. I mean, for the longest
workable.
time, I did not think I'd have. I thought this was going to be my version of these two characters.
Yeah, I mean,
forward.
looking at the wiki, it was the 86 figure, and then the 2012 figure, and then the next one was 2020.
Yep.
So even I didn't even realize it. It was nearly 10 years till the next one.
Yeah.
And even then, it was kind of weird that we got that figure, which had, as you mentioned, had its own problems. And we haven't had one since. Does that mean, like,
Well, in
like
4 years' time, we're going to get.
Yeah, 2030, 31?
Of...
Maybe we get these figures every 10 years or so. That'd be odd if that became a trend. Very odd.
It'd be odd and kind of funny, to be honest.
Kinda. Then there's still the Turbo Tracks, the Shattered Glass version, which is now called Road Rage. So it's that color scheme of red tracks with the fire on the chest. And it's like, it's the problem with the tracks mold. They haven't fixed the wing, so it's not painted here, which is a little bit disappointing because this is the Botcon one. So that's a shame. I don't really care for Road Rage that much, to be honest. Like, color scheme wise, it's like, you know?
I mean, I like the fact that it makes especially now that they've made her a distinctly separate character from Trax rather than just being the Diaclone of the Diaclone original color schemes.
Yeah.
I think it works. I mean, the fact that they both have the flames on the chest, on the front one of the car is quite funny.
This one, oddly enough, has the better flames because the standard one had a different designed flame,
more stylized, and that one, the yellow needed a couple more coats.
I think the red needed it as well. I think all of the paint on that needed a few more goes. This is much better applied because I imagine it's maybe a tampo. It doesn't matter. It just looks nicer.
More likely. Yeah.
But no, I would say regardless of whatever character this thing has now, the color scheme just hasn't really ever done it for me. Like that color, random small amounts of blue with that red, primarily red. It's not for me. Not my color scheme that I like.
But then you have the Unite decos of Trax and Wheeljack, and they're both kind of to die for, to be honest.
Yeah, we mentioned that the Japanese were into the metallic paint in 2011, and it works here because it kind of matches quite nicely next to the Binaltech version. And this one has the standard flame deco on the front versus the generation, the Reveal the Shield one. So it looks more accurate that way as well.
And if any Transformer was going to have an entirely metallic paint job for their bodywork, it would be Trax.
Yeah.
The prick.
He's still fat. He's still got the weird body, but it does look nicer. And I think it's one of the rare ones in 2011 where they did this like very ostentatious metallic painting. I think this one, it actually works.
Yeah,
the previous ones.
That looks really nice, to be fair.
And then there was the Unite Wheeljack, where they painted the green metallic. I think they applied the green paint differently as well.
Yeah, it's slightly different layout.
And I don't like it as much. I think the general shapes that they've gone for, I don't think are quite as nice as the ones that they did for the American one, to be honest.
I know with Wheeljack, they've always had an issue where they can't actually replicate the they can't do
all the sponsorship stuff now.
Well, it's not just for sponsorships. The actual deco with the Lancia Stratos, they can't replicate it one for one. Otherwise,
soon.
Otherwise, yes. Which is why if you want a proper deco on any Wheeljack toy from like the last 15 years, you have to buy Toy Hacks. Who get around it because no one really cares about Toy Hacks.
Well, they're just selling stickers.
But for Hasbro to do it, it's like why Jazz doesn't have all the Porsche iconography. It's more the spirit of that layout more than the actual one-to-one of the Martini deco.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, just this one misses it.
it is odd.
for
Yeah,
me.
I mean it's a nice green, but there's something I agree. The layout is just slightly.
It's not right. It's
Yeah.
wrong. It's wrong. We have G2 Optimus Prime, Laser Optimus Prime in the new Reveal the Shield. Well, not the new Reveal the Shield line, but the Reveal the Shield line. He had a weird sword. I remember his sword being very odd, like how it came together. It looked nice once it was quote unquote transformed, but the actual like getting there was a bit on the odd side. Generally, though, this was pretty good. An issue was that the window screens were translucent, but then the door windows were a hard plastic because they filled in behind the chest to try and make a fake matrix to try and show that his just torso isn't empty. Nice idea. Sort of, kind of worked, but it was a little bit awkward, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, another one where they get all the points for trying something different.
Yeah.
However, they don't lose much though on the execution because the rest of this figure is really, really nice. I've always found.
Yeah, the only thing that was something I never quite liked was the side doors are on the inside of his arm rather than the outside, and I always felt that it looked a bit weird, these big blue bits of plastic hanging down on the inside of his arm, where I think it would, I don't know why, but I feel like it would look a bit more natural for them to be on the opposite side.
I can understand that. I mean, for me, I've always gotten a bit nervous about his wrists because they are very thin joints for wrists.
Yeah,
because the hands peg into the forearms, and I mean, you get a lot of movement out of it, but there comes a point you're thinking, oh God, will this just snap on me?
You'd like it to be just a little, maybe more than a little, maybe more than a little bit, but you definitely want it to be a little bit thicker at the very least.
We should also mention though that this is also the toy that pretty much launched Make Toys.
Yes, definitely.
Many battle tankers. I always regretted never getting one of those upgrade kits for this because
I'm not too fussed myself, but I can see why you'd probably want one, to be honest.
Because it was such a it was when third party was really starting to kick off,
Yeah. And it has some interesting ideas for what you could do with a trailer.
It was
what
kind
do we do
of
with a shit trailer where it's more than just a battle station? It's like, oh, well, you break it apart and it becomes like giant. Yeah, it's like Centurion's armor.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, well, he's clearly not heavily armed enough. He is now.
Yeah, he's got all of it now. Yeah, I enjoyed this one. It's got decent articulation. Again, it's got stuff in the ankles, which again was fairly rare. Unlike the Earthrise one, his shoulders do fucking move, which they didn't do for the Earthrise one, which was a fucking Voyager. One thing I wasn't a big fan of, which I'm sure is accurate to the original figure, but I can't remember. I don't like the fact that the paint on the front of the nose of the truck mode is black, then it gets to the doors and just goes dark navy blue. And then it's cut in, and for the truck mode, then it cuts to behind that you have unpainted grey plastic. Then it cuts to just solid black again.
Yeah, it's a little jarring.
It's too many just like colors. In robot mode, it's not an issue, but in vehicle mode, I would have maybe preferred them to have gone with the navy blue, just all over at least the front of it, and then his legs could be just black. That would have been fine.
Yeah,
I mean, pick a lane, black or blue.
It's a shame because I mean, otherwise the truck mode is actually a really nice truck. I mean, the fact that the sword folds up and becomes the trailer hitch, that's actually kind of cool. And then the robot is, at the time, this was, I think, possibly the most poseable transformer you could just buy on the shelf.
He's got a lot to do, to be honest.
Yeah, you can get a lot out of him. The feet are nice and give you a lot of support for poses. He's got, like I say, his wrist, give you a lot of motion. You can get him in that proper two-handed pose if you try hard enough, and it looks good. It works.
It's a little tricky, but yeah, even without butterfly joints in the shoulders, he can kind of do it.
Yeah,
which is impressive.
The only knock is it's a deluxe. If it had been a Voyager, honestly, I don't think they'd have been able to sell it as a Voyager because it would probably have broken the bank. But man,
to be honest, I would have liked them to have used less unpainted grey plastic, obviously, because in robot mode, he's showing a lot of it. And I think with the grey kind of metallic plastic there instead, that would have looked nicer. XL Head says, I want to see Trax versus Knockout with both yelling at each other for scuffing the other's paint. That could work. Illa says, not great, but still neat. I think they mean for the Optimus Prime. And XL Head says, meh, if you have the current G2 Prime upgrade kit for Legacy, you have the Make Toys upgrade kit.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. There's been a few upgrade kits that do basically give you the extra missile batches and all that gubbins to mount the trailer on Prime. So,
website.
Which shows it works.
Why do you be a bitch? I went back and it shunted me out of the page, and it hasn't loaded up any of the images, of course. So I'll have to. Can we refresh the page, internet? Refresh. F5. Please load the images. I don't know why this website does this to me. I have to scroll down as well for ages to try and find where I was. There it is. Okay. You were saying?
It's doing it for some reason that Craig balks Adam's computer because it hates you.
All right, so there's the Combat Hero Optimus Prime, which we'll have a look at next. I don't remember him looking like this ever. I remember the figure, but I don't remember Combat Optimus Prime looking like this. They stuck a lane. They chose him to go with a ultramarine blue. They've also got a little bit of techno detail on his boobage, a little bit of highlight red, and then a slightly grayish blue for the legs. It looks quite nice, actually.
I mean, it's not a decor that makes me think Optimus Prime.
Or G2 Optimus Prime, to be honest.
But I do like that they've got the G2 logo on the side of the cab door. That's nice. And overall, the colours, they don't transition as sharply as they do on the main release, purely because there's not as much paint on detailed paint on the cab. So,
would you prefer the Autobot insignia where they are, or would you prefer it over the hood of the truck, if that's what it's called, the bonnet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Maybe not in yellow. Maybe it was a different color.
I think because if there wasn't that Autobot logo on the windows, I'd say yes.
Okay.
But because that's on the front windows of the cab, having the G2 logo on the split down the middle of the bonnet, I think
might be a bit much.
Yeah, but I like having. I mean, I'm thinking there's probably it's repeated on the other door, so that I think
it has to be
works. Yeah. But I mean, it's actually nice colours overall.
Yeah, it's an odd color scheme, but it's not terrible. I don't think it's a terrible repaint, to be honest.
I mean,
it's different from the usual repaints that you get from these guys. So
it's almost using a bit of. Do you remember the redeco of Armada Optimus Prime into Power Links?
Yes.
Yeah, because he gets the red faceplate and goes to a much darker palette overall. It's basically not so much in the vehicle, but the robot has a bit of that going on, I think.
I can see that.
Not 1-to-1, but it's got a little bit of that influence coming in, I think.
And if anyone wants to get on Big D, as he means the super mode of that Power Links Prime, rather than just the standard mode, Super Prime mode. Because I don't think he has the red face in the small Optimus Prime in Armada. I think it's once he goes into his
might be right now,
super mode is when he does it. So there's that one. That came with the weird jazz that we talked about earlier. Then, of course, there's the Shattered Glass version, which might be the first Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, if I remember. I think it is. Is it?
No, they did the classics deco in 2008 first,
Yeah, so a few years later, they did this version. Nothing new about this figure. It's just in the purple. They've got a couple of white lightning bolts on the side of the car mode or truck mode, which looks nice.
Yeah,
and they've got the Autobahn insignia on the bonnet as well, which is what I said last time, which
and
works.
They've gone for a cracked windscreen. They've got the rest shall fall.
Yes.
Bit on the, so that's cute. I mean, it's Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. It's a decent color scheme, done well. So.
Then they did Ultra Magnus for the timelines. So this is the one with the new undead head. I remember talking about this with Mikey many thousands of years ago. I can't remember the justification for it, but it looked different. I was never a big fan of the clear translucent windows for the truck mode. That was kind of lame. And the tampos on the top of the bonnet again for the truck mode were almost these tribal angel wings, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't really know what they were going for there. Maybe he was meant to be like an angel of death. Maybe that's what the idea was.
I think there was something like that they were going for, yeah.
I don't think they quite pulled it off.
I like that solid silver strip, though. That actually works. That's quite nice.
Yes, I like how it goes from the grill to the smokestacks as well, kind of tying that together. So it's not bad color scheme. I like the idea of the head, even though, again, it's a bit odd. It's like, it didn't do a huge amount for me, to be honest. Then there was, of course, Skirt. Sorry, what were you going to say, Big D?
No, I was just going to say, the head makes me think that that was the best they could do to fit into Prime's chest. They couldn't do a 1-4 in Ultra Magnus, so they just winged it.
Just went, well, whatever. We'll figure something out. Timelines also did Scourge. They did like proper toy versions, so they have the upside down G2 Autobot insignia on the side of the doors. Otherwise, it is exactly what you would imagine from an RID Scourge. So it looks very good.
Some lovely crisp paint going on, especially on the shoulder cannons.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, obviously, this is what you'd use for that. There was no way they weren't going to do this. It turned out really nicely, to be honest. At least I think so. No Toxitron, though.
Oh, a Toxitron based on this mod would be delightful.
Would have been nice. And as you say, we got the
Black Convoy as well.
We got the Japanese version of Standard Optimus first.
Oh yeah.
Where they did make the front of the cab is black, the middle of the cab is black. They did it, and they used not crappy Hasbro gray plastic. It was more of a silver metallic-y gray plastic. Looks a lot nicer. Not in weird metallic colors either. So again, good.
And they filled in a lot more of the detailing in the greebles on like the shoulder cannons and whatnot. That's all really nice. Bit of silver on the arms and stuff. Yeah, basically it's the detail on the sides of the cab, but it works. Helps.
I think is it me or is it the windows are blue instead of yellow, and even the baby blue solid piece on the door. Maybe it's the photo. Maybe I'm being too generous. It looks a bit less noticeable than the orange or the yellow.
Yeah, I was thinking that the fact that I'm trying to remember what ends up inside the cab for vehicle mode. It's mostly the head.
I don't think there's much.
It might just be the angled photograph, but that does work better than the other versions we've seen, where because that solid baby blue, it should stand out a lot more than it does. Yeah, I think some of it is for photography, but
it might be.
But the translucent blue, I think, is a good choice for that look. So
yeah, I think it worked a little bit better. And then, as you mentioned, Big D, there is the Legends Scourge. The Legends Black Convoy, not Scourge. So he doesn't have the upside down Decepticon insignia or Autobot insignia. This looks less like Black Convoy than the than the Timelines version, I'd say. I think the Timelines version, if you wanted an RID Scourge or Black Convoy from that series, I think that's a better looking figure than this. It's still a nice color scheme. I just think that represents that character better than this one, and I think it's because what is it? Is it the dark gray plastic?
I mean,
I don't know.
I think because on Black Convoy they've gone. One, you don't have any of that lovely white, that lovely crisp white going on. they've used some reds that actually is that just translucence they've used in some places. I think it might be.
It is, yeah.
They're trying
it's
for
not
light
it's not white
piping,
on Scourge either. It's metallic silver. It's just the way that the light's shining off of it. It looks white.
Yeah. But and the silver plastic they've used is much darker than the one that Scourge had.
Yeah.
So and then the translucent red is just it's a darker translucent they used on Scourge.
I'll give it to the Japanese version. They gave him a pink blade rather than a red blade.
Yeah.
So that I think that's a point towards the Japanese version because I think he did have a pink sword.
I don't think this deco's bad.
No.
It's just that when the timeline Scourge exists,
I think I might prefer it. I don't know if it's the better. I don't know. To be honest,
I think if you were after a Scourge plus Black Cavalry and this was all you could find, you would not be getting a bad figure by any stretch. But if you had a choice, I think most people would go for Timeline Scourge. Because I think it's just a more successful attempt.
XL Hedge says, no, Classic Prime was the first. Shattered Glass Prime. Yeah, Big D covered me on that. That's why people are making a big deal about the Flame Wars toy is doing a design based on it. And Illa says, due to a shipping error, I got 5 of this. Still have 5. Goddamn. Did you have to pay for all 5? Jesus. And
wow.
Mr. Griff says, it's neat and sexy, making it Nexy or Sext. Sext. Not quite as cool as Nexy. Nexy is what you call the Loch Ness monster when it puts on a dress. Oh, bit Nexy.
Yeah.
That is that's the classic G2 Optimus Prime. We got Grapple next. I'm sure we haven't talked about the Inferno that this one's based on. I'm sure we haven't, so we've missed. Well, yeah. I've missed the line, so we may as well talk about that Inferno as well. Let me get an image of. Oh, there's quite a few. Oh my god, there's way more of this figure than I thought.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh my god, why is there so many? Why? This is technically version 2 of this figure, according to this.
This is nuts.
Hang on. So this was a redo of the Universe 2008 Inferno, who was a big old fat chunky lad, who was a decent fire engine, who shouldn't have had translucent clear windows.
No.
But as a kind of slight reinterpretation of Inferno, no, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. I wasn't a big fan of how big his chest was, which was just the front of the fire engine. I wasn't a big fan of that.
It was accurate, but the problem with this one is that although they've given him a fake waist by folding down the bumper of the cab mode, he still doesn't have a waist to speak of. No, not really.
No,
it's. But again, this is actually a nice reinterpretation of what Inferno/Grapple was.
Wasn't it one of the things where when you look down on it from above? Oh yeah, you can see it on the Grapple image. When you look down on it from the top, at the back, you can see a big gap in between, like where the arms kind of rest. So it's not quite a smooth, cohesive look. It's one of those figures where don't look at this angle from the figure, and don't look at the back of it either.
The side panels do a lot of work.
And it looks great. The side panels really kind of smooth out and make it look cohesive and nice. It's just maybe don't look too hard at it.
Don't take a high angle view. Stay low.
No, don't
just take
again.
Low angles from the front if at all possible.
Yeah, don't go to the back either.
Look at it upwards from the sides.
Do you think it works better as Inferno or Grapple? Because I think the head makes it work better as Inferno, because Grapple for me has that bucket helmet. I think without the bucket helmet for Grapple, it's missing the grappliness of it. And granted, Inferno's meant to have the bucket helmet as well, but I don't know why I can lead slide with Inferno. Not quite sure
Yeah,
why.
I think just Inferno's head sculpt lends itself better to not having the cowling
Yeah.
around it, whereas Grapples kind of needs it to help give it a bit more to it.
Yeah.
I mean, one of is it a gripe? I'm not sure. I do like the fact that I both like and dislike the fact that the gear on the back of the truck mode is fixed on one of the arms in Robot.
Oh, it was at an angle as well, wasn't it? Because it kind of hung in midair over in vehicle mode, didn't it?
You could rest it straight, but it could sometimes be a bit awkward to get positioned. If that joint comes loose at all, then you're kind of a bit boned. The joint on Grapple's arm, his erector arm. It's the technical term. That's actually surprisingly secure, given how big a piece of plastic that is, because it's not a small lifting arm. To be fair. I mean,
I never had this, but it seems like a significant like extender for like the grapple hook. Like it doubles its length.
Yeah, I mean that's better than. I mean, hell, I've just had long haul and
Hook.
What's his name?
Hook's hook barely extends on that figure.
It barely extends. Yeah,
it's so sad.
I was looking at the instructions. They say extend the arm, and then bend. You need to push the hook back in. And it's like,
no, you don't.
One, it doesn't come out that far.
No.
Two, where the fuck does this hook supposed to clip into? Because it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's one of those things with that hook figure as well that you look at it and you're like, I have no idea how this can't extend further. Like it doesn't make sense. It's got all that space and it barely extends at all. It's like when she says size doesn't matter and you're like, she's lying. She's lying. You know she's lying. I know she's lying.
Yeah.
Illa says, no, since I'm in Turkey, they didn't even want me to return them. Oh my God.
Oh.
Shipping them back costs more. Oh, so you just got like, you paid for one and got 4 free. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Mr. Gruff says, I've come at the right time. The Pyro repaint from Bokon is an all-time favorite. We'll be getting to that. We've still got Hotspot, which was, that was a GDO, wasn't it? Was that a GDO?
Yeah, I actually have this Hotspot. For the longest time, it formed the core, because I was going to try and do protector bots without there being protector bots. So I had the redo of Evac as blades.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I was looking for ways to do the other 3 members. Then Combineables got announced. So I was like, oh.
Well, I'll go fuck myself, I suppose.
Into the box. Which is a shame, because Hotspot has a really nice head sculpt.
I think Hotspot works better than Inferno quite a lot. And I think it's helped a little bit in the fact that the translucent windows have just been... I don't think they're completely translucent, but they're very, very dark black.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, because they're either painted a gloss black or they're just really dark.
Yeah, and that helps.
It's so weird because otherwise, the only thing that is Hotspot is really the colors, the head, and the Fireball logo on the side of the cab. That's it. Because Hotspot looks nothing like this in robot mode.
No.
Otherwise, but it just works.
Yeah, I think it also helps. Like in my mind, between the two of them, of Inferno and Hotspot, Hotspot to me seems like character-wise a guy that would be quite big and chunky and like a hefty dude, versus Inferno, who doesn't feel like quite as big.
Well, I mean, Inferno's the guy who puts fires out. Hotspot is the fire truck whose guns are flamethrowers. He's the one who he doesn't put fires out; he creates a fire break.
Yeah, I see Hotspot as more of the guy who bursts into the building with the fire axe to save people, while Inferno is the guy who puts out the fire, like you say. But no, this is a good solid repaint, and rare for the GDO. I think it works better.
And something that's worth pointing out again. although it's not a full ankle rocker, the toes do have that tilt built into them, which
Yeah,
gives you more.
it's weird because it's kind of a ankle joint, but not really, because the back of the ankle doesn't move. It's in a weird like little box.
Yeah, but it is a figure overall that I don't think there's a waist joint to it, but everything else is actually really nice joint wise.
And then, as Mr. Gruff said, for BotCon, we had Pyro, an interesting redo, and is far better than the original toy because it doesn't turn into dust, as far as I'm aware. They replicated it pretty damn well with the tiger stripes on the back. The problem with it is it's very small in terms of vehicle length compared to how long Pyro actually was. But they got all of the important bits in there, I think.
Yeah, and it does work like Hotspot. It works because it's a very chunky robot mode, though.
Yes, yeah.
So it gives you that to it. So
it would have been nice if it had a more Pyro head, but again, it's like in the set, it's like you only have so much money to spend. You can't make a new head for everything. So it's like, I guess.
Although, if I remember rightly, Renderform did quite a good business of. He did a
new head.
I think he did two, because he did one that was much more the original toy and one that was much more the Last Stand of the Wreckers.
A good idea to cash in on that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's nice to see a figure who never gets touched to have something done with them, because I don't think we've had have we had a Pyro since? No, we haven't.
Nope.
We have the original Pyro toy, and we have this one, and that's it.
I've actually been quite surprised we haven't had more characters based on those, not just Last Stand of the Wreckers, but stuff like the RID and the.
Well, you gotta remember, to be honest, like Last Stand of the Wreckers is pretty old now.
I know, it hurts, man.
They're pretty old. Like, a lot of people who read the comics might not have actually read Last Stand of the Wreckers.
Oh, that's painful, Andy. Why would you say things like that? Why?
Because Gruff was abusing me earlier today with age, so I thought I'd spread the love, to be honest. So hang on, let me check on chat. Illa said it wasn't great, but I regret selling my Henke Inferno. We'll be looking at that in a moment with an excellent head sculpt. Axel Head says then HasLab Prime rolled in with his legendary girthy ladder and exploding torso. Unfortunately,
yeah,
he did have that, but yes, he did have like a decent extending length ladder. Mr. Gruff says, "Look at it, absolute bliss. If I must suffer, so must all of you." It's true. If Gruff is turning to sand before everybody's eyes, then we're not too far behind, to be honest.
Well, he has a child and we don't, so we just point and laugh at him.
Well, no, he has a child, so he has succeeded. Like, his DNA gets to be passed on to the next generation. He's a small Gruff for the future, the world to fear. So we have the Henke Inferno, which is pretty similar, to be honest, to the American one.
Yeah, I mean, brighter shade of red.
Yeah.
So much more like the original toy. Some really nice use of chrome on the cannon, I think. That's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too obnoxious for Henke.
And a really clean application of that. I think it's a tempo along the side for a fire rescue stripe. That's really quite nice.
Yeah, it looks like they did a good job there. I don't think if you got the US one, UK one, it's good enough to justify getting it again unless you really wanted that red.
Yeah, I mean,
I think some people did.
Yeah, I mean, given the choice, you'd probably go for this one, but the other one is still a decent figure. I mean, for the longest time, that was my Inferno.
Yeah.
Didn't think I was going to get another one, so...
We did eventually. Then there was the 2004 Protectobots Evac Squad.
This was a weird box set. I remember this was such a weird box set.
Yeah, this is Grapple, but with sort of Inferno's color scheme, but not really. It's just more like Fire Engine colors.
Yeah, and a bit of Hotspot's blue in places. It's such a weird toy, this, because it's like, if they'd used the Hotspot head, yeah,
Yeah, because
I
it's
mean,
Protectobot, so why doesn't it have that? It's Grapple's head.
I mean, honestly, this gift set, when it was announced, I was like, oh, Protectobot's ace, because they were my combiner team growing up. They were the one I had.
Yeah.
And then I saw it, and I remember feeling kind of a bit put out by it because it felt like a bit of an afterthought.
It was one of the Hasbro sets where it has a good name, but then you look at it like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah, because none of them actually. They picked the best scores they could think of. I get that, but none of the decos.
They were wrong.
They were all wrong.
Yeah, made no sense.
If it had been a box where they were all in the right deco, great.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't. So.
And again, they've gone for the very translucent, clear windows versus what I would have hoped they would have learned from the hotspot one, which is the dark or painted over.
It is a shame because he doesn't really have anything to fill the gap in the chest, unfortunately.
No, he's just got the very visible 2 seats.
Yeah.
Empty seats. So that's that one. And then there is the United Grapple, which looks a little bit better. I think it's because they painted the head yellow. Which is a bit more grapply, I suppose. I don't know.
Nice touch. There's a nice touch they painted the hook part of the grapple, which not necessary, but nice they did it. But yeah, I agree. I think painted the head in yellow. Weirdly, it gives me slight Bumblebee vibes.
Oh, I can see that. Yes. Yeah, I didn't see it, and then you said that, and I'm looking at it now going, it's big Bumblebee.
You can't not see it now, can you?
Yeah, it's construction worker Bumblebee. Before he hits the YMCA
Bumblebee in the
Prime. Oh, maybe. That could kind of work, maybe. And then last but not least, Artfire with Fracas again. Yay! He never gets a rest.
Another one.
Who's the other one? I can't remember who the other one was.
Oh, it's 2 versions of Night. Oh, Sparks. Redacker. Oh, he had a powercore combiner.
He had another Sparks
partner.
Oh, it was powercore combiner's pinpoint.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. So
I forgot that actually. Yeah, that's.
So the benefit of that is he's not in translucent plastic like Pinpoint was. He's like solid plastic. Otherwise, it is the Inferno mold, the Inferno head, blue translucent plastic's not as bad as just clear translucent plastic. Artfire colors, so it's the white, the red. It's quite nice, and then it's that fucking Fracas Pinpoint again.
But the weird thing about this one though is it's using Grapple's arm.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it's using Grapple's arm. Yeah.
So it's a real pick and mix of all the different bits. But for Artfire, yeah, that works.
Yeah, I guess it kind of like he's meant to be a fire engine, and he's meant to have like a fire ladder. Obviously, this isn't a ladder, so this is as close enough to the ladder as they could get. And then just adding guns onto the ladder is odd. But what else are you going to do with the Target Masters, I suppose? So,
yeah, this wasn't the time when we had lots of points to plug weapons into, so
not really. It's an odd one for sure. I think that's all. Yeah, that's all of these ones. So that's all of this done. Then we have the last of the Reveal the Shield, which is Lugnut, the best one. Probably the best Reveal the Shield figure. And not without problems, but
I did a quick search earlier on because I was thinking I really regret not getting this figure for my collection. I wonder how much he is. That was a bad thing to do.
How much?
The US version,
yes,
180.
Really? Woo,
yep.
Bitch.
The Takara versions, you're talking 270 upwards.
God damn. I got this from a Ross when I was in America, so it was dirt cheap. You
jammy bugger.
Yeah. I don't even remember what the context was of us going into a Ross, but I was like, man, I'd like to get this Lugnut. And I was like, oh, it's in Ross? Oh, that means it's cheap. I don't remember how much I paid, though. But this is a really good figure. It's got some issues, like the automorph gimmick of the chest opening up. That's okay.
Yeah.
It does leave a bit of gappage from certain angles, as you can see from the image here. And in the plane mode, you can clearly see the gigantic hands just kind of wrapping around the wing, pretending that they're not there. It's like, Okay. The extending punch gimmick is fine. It's not great because it doesn't, it obviously doesn't extend that far, but it's okay. And the missile that kind of comes out of the back of the tail of the plane to come over the back of the robot is really kind of an afterthought. Like, I don't really know what they were thinking with that because it doesn't work super well in plane mode. The plane mode, it's quite awkward. As you can see, the butt of the plane, you kind of flip it up and then it can just poop out a missile behind it. Very odd. And like I say, just lifting the entire tail of the plane in robot mode up to then awkwardly flip out this gun to point over the back of Lugnut's head doesn't quite work either.
Yeah.
But
Bit of a shame because I always thought this looked really, really nice for overall.
It's a good figure. It's probably one of the better Lugnuts. It has an opening mouth. The mouth opens up and closes. So again, kind of a nice little unique feature to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wish the yellow was a stronger yellow on those Tampo stripes on the engines. I wish that was a better color. I'm not quite sure why they went for this greenish sort of color scheme for the general look of Lugnut, as that's not Lugnut's color scheme. So it looks kind of odd with the purple.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to get across the military vibe, but the alternate decos are much, much nicer.
Yes, I would agree. I didn't get the United version. The United version is wild. I wouldn't say it's very Lugnutty, but it's pretty interesting. It's kind of it's not metallic green, but it's a much darker, not a Dark Angels green either, but kind of more that range.
It's kind of a midway point between Incubi Darkness and Dark Angels green.
Yeah, and then he's got beige fingers and beige feet. Like drywall kind of color, which is weird, and then his head's purple, which is like, well, that's not Lugnut's color. And yeah, it kind of works in a 90s way. I feel this feels very 90s to me. I think I would describe it as.
I can relate to that. Yeah, that's a good way to describe him.
Yeah, like it's not the normal version of Lugnut. It's only these two colors. Yeah, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah.
The toy was later reused as an aligned version of Lugnut. What's the aligned version of Lugnut? Oh, it's just an image in a comic book. Never mind. Yeah, it doesn't look like it got any of the repaints. It was just a 2D mold, and that was it. What a shame. Quite
Absolutely.
Nice.
And it was because I don't think I ever saw this on shelves over here.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did either, to be honest.
Because I think this was. Because if I remember rightly, I struggled to find. I think Grapple was difficult to get hold of as well at one point.
Is he GDO? Is that just a standard one?
That was just the standard one. Hotspot was GDO, but then they released him more broadly outside of GDO.
Ah, okay.
And that was really weird because they only did some of those figures, but not all.
Well, why would you do all of them?
Yeah. Why let people buy all of the nice toys when you can just sell them a very specific set of them, even though it's not what everyone wanted?
Exactly.
But I have to say, I've been surprised that Lugnut hasn't been updated at all in the 15 years since? Yeah, 16 years. Getting on.
It's not really been touched, unfortunately. The best we've got is the crap Cyberverse kids toy, which wasn't Lugnut, but it was Lugnut, right?
I mean, her personality is much. She's actually quite a fun character in the show, but the toy is kind of terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's a basic like kids toy. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So, I do wish this figure got the Atomic Lugnut color scheme, to be honest. That would have been nice because that color scheme's pretty fun. But we didn't get that, unfortunately, for this. Mr. White says, middle-aged Bumblebee. He looks like he's camied. He has a camera crane assembly for a film set. That's interesting. And Illa says, I sold my Hasbro version when I got the Takara one. I should have kept it. It's such a great toy. Yeah, the Lugnut was a standout figure. Very good. The fact that it has posable fingers as well, it's quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have it, try and get it. Actually, don't. Maybe the price is a little too high, to be honest.
Yeah. if he was kind of sub the 100 mark, he's one that you might consider, but the prices he's going for is like, oh,
Yeah, nah, bruh, nah.
yeah.
Nah. XL Hedge says we need a new Lugner and Clobber, Hasbro. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but who actually likes Lugner? Probably would be Hasbro's idea. Let's just do a retool of it. And I would hope it would get its own thing. So we also have powercore combiners to talk about. The prelude, the precursor to Combiner Wars in a lot of ways.
Yeah, this was such a weird little line, wasn't it?
And it didn't really last that long. It got like 5 waves, and that was it. And remember, we got Spastic.
God.
I remember that auto assembly / TF Nation. I remember people were happy to get it because it was just a shitty sticker over the top of the packaging to be like, no, it's not called Spastic. Don't worry, UK. Ho ho. It amused me. People pulled that off. So yeah, there were 2 sets. There were 2 kind of figures. You could get the 5-pack, which had a full set in, and then there was a commander pack, which had a
commander and a minicon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't really a scout. It wasn't really a deluxe figure. It was kind of sort of in betweeny, but not really.
Yeah.
It felt more. I'd say it felt more scout than it did deluxe. You know.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, they really had a massive range of quality across the line, because some of them.
I wondered where you were going there. You took a big pause.
Yeah, I was trying to get my words in place.
Massive range. Okay.
Right. Smolder and his massive chopper.
Oh my god.
Chopster, his massive chopster.
That was one thing I didn't like. All of the commander packs came with a minicon. I like that. That's cool. The bad thing was they were all translucent.
Yes.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Although, points to the fact that each minicon was like a triple changer, or four changer in some ways. Most of them, yeah, I mean, they could all form a bit of armor for the combined mode. They could all, some of them formed a very specific bit of equipment for the alt mode. They had a robot, and then they formed a weapon the robot could wield, the commander could carry as well.
Yeah,
not always successfully, sadly, but
a lot of it to me felt a bit fan modey, you know.
Yeah,
but it was like it was enough that it worked sort of, but it's like you looked at it and went, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big knock against powercore combiners was that it just wasn't attached to anything.
No, it was a bizarre, just like offshoot that randomly pooped down and went, here it is. And you went, oh, yeah, combiners are back. Not really. No one you know, but here you go. Yeah, so let's start off with wave 1. So we have Huffer and Caliburst. Huffer was the only one that I had. I know that Mr. Stu from the Old Oil House, plug to the Old Oil House, a show that doesn't run anymore, got really dick deep into these. I got Huffer and wasn't really that impressed with how little he transformed for a figure of his size. From vehicle mode to robot mode, he did not do a lot, and I don't think he did a lot very well either.
I mean, I think this was the first one I bought purely because it was Huffer.
Okay.
And I wanted a Huffer in my collection. So I was trying to recreate the G1 crew effectively.
Yeah.
And this was the only version out there. And it was fine. But then I picked up Smolder afterwards and was like, oh, this is much better.
Oh, really? So I was just unlucky and got a really bad one.
No, I think Huffer is... He's kind of the middle of the road of the line, I think.
Oh, really? Because he's so basic. He's like
he's basic, but he doesn't fail in it. He makes a robot that's decent. His commander torso is okay, and the truck actually looks like a truck.
That's
Whereas
true.
the others, some of them,
are they on a gradient? Are they?
Oh boy, are they?
Okay.
Some of them are really, really good.
Huffer came with Caliburst, which holds weight to it, but unfortunately is not very good. He turns into a square gun, a awkward robot, and a axe gun thing.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a mini artillery gun, effectively, like an AA piece or something like that. But
A little bit awkward. But I
yeah,
think we
it's
say that a lot about the mini-con dudes, to be honest.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would say he was middle of the road. I wasn't a big fan of this Huffer figure. I will agree that I think for a torso piece, it didn't look too bad. I thought the torso was okay. The robot was kind of poop.
I mean, the head though makes it quite clear this was going to become a menace or repaint down the line.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's quite right. It does look similar to that. Yeah, did it happen?
Yes, I believe so. Because
I think you're right. Yes. Yeah, we'll get to it. It's part of the 5 packs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have Searchlight and Backwind. Searchlight turning into a what would be, I suppose, a big helicopter, and having in torso mode quite a big Sentinel Prime chin, I feel. Did you have this one?
I've got this mold. Decent. Actually, I think I might have both versions. I somehow ended up with a loss of the commanders from this line.
Okay.
Not as many of the 5 packs, but I did.
Did you get them on sale or something?
I must have done. I'm pretty sure I did. But this one technically is fine. However, you have these 2 huge rotor blades on each arm, and they just get in the way of everything.
Yeah, if you could, if instead of them being screwed in, because it looks like they're like proper screws that you could unscrew, if you could just peg them in, kind of like G1 Vortex, and pop them out, and they still rotate, that would be, I think, a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
Better. I think visually, I think he has a bit of a better look to him than Huffer. In terms of robot mode, the helicopter mode seems like it's got 2 giant holes in the top of it, which is a bit of a problem, obviously.
I mean, the Chinook mode is a bit super deformed, but does the job.
Yeah.
Backwind is another weirdo. I mean, it's cute. It's
it's this, like it's a green monkey. Something, right?
I mean, the fact that in chopper mode it basically forms a searchlight and a rescue hook system, that's kind of fun. It links into everything supposed to be.
Like I got the searchlight, but I couldn't really figure out what
that's the intention. That's the intention. Yeah, they're supposed to be used as recovery tools.
Oh.
Forms a fairly solid bit of armor for the robot, which is not bad, but then the actual weapon is just.
What is the weapon? Because it almost looks like a helmet.
I can't remember what weapon. No, because I'm sure he holds it in some way, but it's just.
Do you see what I mean by, at least in this image, it looks like something you'd plop over his head, and it would almost be like a mask?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now.
I think you're right that it's probably not that, but it kind of looks like
it's supposed to be a handheld cannon.
Okay.
But.
All right. It's nice that the green goes well with the blue, I suppose. And then we got Smolder. I remember hearing Smolder hype for a while. And visually, he doesn't look too bad. He's got very big Armada Megatron shoulders.
Yeah, he's got a really nice head sculpt. It's got a bit of a samurai vibe going on with the head.
I'm not too fussed on the torso mode. Mainly because he's missing, like he's got very big thighs and he's got very big shoulders, but then he's got no torso.
He is literally an hourglass figure, isn't he?
It feels like it, yeah.
Quite literally.
It's, yeah.
A little unfortunate, which is a shame because the actual robot is. I quite enjoyed this robot. It's quite fun.
It looks basic, but it doesn't look too bad, and it's nice to have like a fire rescue service vehicle, not a fire engine, a fire rescue truck thing that isn't an Autobot. That's a nice idea. You don't usually get that.
Yeah, and I think his powercore combiner is one of the more successful ones, kind of. I mean, he forms a decent axe. The gun works quite well on the alt mode. The robot for it, the axe blades actually no arms, but the arms are themselves miniguns, so that's cool.
That's cool. Yes, I agree.
And at least the axe blades on his feet give him quite big toes to stand on, so that's helpful.
Yes.
I mean, the armor mode we forms into is nice. It does, however, give Chopster a massive dong.
I see. I don't think the armor's very good. It looks like a shitty version of the axe, and it doesn't really look like it adds much armor plating, if you know what I mean. And yes, you're quite right. It does add a penis to him for.
Yes, it's a little bit gappy for a piece of armor, sadly.
Yes, yeah. But Smolder doesn't look too bad. It is worth mentioning that the way that these combined were that they have little blue cubes that just stuck out on the robot modes that you then force the untransforming vehicles into, that would then force them into a transformation mode, but we'll get more onto that. It's worth mentioning that now, because if anybody saw these little bright blue cubes and wondered what the fuck are they, they're the combiner pegs, basically.
Yeah.
Which is oddly enough a smaller version of what Combiner Wars used.
Yeah, I mean, this was in a lot of ways a bit of a trial run for the system. But
yeah, that's what we mentioned, yeah.
I mean, we've still had figures come out for the last couple of years that have those ports built into them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the difference was, instead of the individuals having let's just call it the combining cube on them, it was the main center robot. So your onslaughts, your hotspot, that's what these equivalents are, having all four of them on. I think them switching it to having one cube per figure is a bit of more of a smoother idea than having one robot have all four.
Yeah, because at least you haven't got what you have with these guys, with so many of them just have these giant
random
bright
cubes
hanging off them.
Yeah.
So
XL Head says 100% serious. We need an update. Rail Racer. Energon combiners, and powercore combiners, maybe not them. With actual articulation, some of these designs are fantastic and could just as good as the main 7 combiners. Backwind is a minigun in weapon mode. For some reason, the pick has him upside down. Oh, okay, fair enough. So wave 2 of this had Ice Pick and Chain Claw. Oh, I remember seeing Ice Pick. Didn't Ice Pick get like a bad rep?
I can't remember actually, because I think Ice Pick might be one of the few that I'm sure I have Ice Pick. I know I certainly have his Minicon somewhere.
What do you remember about the Minicon? Minicon doesn't look very good.
No, but he does at least form a quite a nice looking missile battery.
Does he?
Well, he's got 8 nice missiles in there. So
I think if you ignore the bottom half of the figure, I would agree with you.
I mean he is doing some extreme yoga there. Let's be honest.
Now, some people might complain and say, "But Andy, you like Micromasters that do the exact same thing." This is true. The difference is those Micromasters have one extra piece that flips over the top of their head. This does not have that piece, so his head is just very visible. His armor plate mode is dog shit.
Yeah, he's basically is he clasping his ass effectively?
The way that this is transformed, kinda, yeah.
And I think that is how he transforms to do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's no other way to do that mode. That's how it goes.
I mean, this is why I say fan modes, because this is the kind of thing that I would do with like Action Master Shockwave to pretend he could transform into a plane. You know?
Yeah. Ice Pick though is quite a funky, ice clearing vehicle. Nice little snowcat type thing.
Design wise, it's not bad. Yeah. It doesn't look like a real snowplow, but it looks like a cool evil snowplow, I guess is how I would phrase it. Yeah.
It's the sort of snowplow that Cobra would come up with and be quite happy with the results.
Yes, yeah, I agree. In robot mode, the arms are a little thin, but it gives him an interesting look. I kind of wish he could do something with his giant beams coming off of his shoulders.
Oh yeah,
the claws I like. I like the claws. They're like,
the claws are fun.
He's like shitty Wolverine, you know.
Yeah, they give him a bit more of personality, you know.
Yeah,
and it's kind of fun how they fold up and basically do the reverse of what what's his name from the pirate does I've forgotten his name now.
Pirate. From what?
From the aligned thing.
Um.
The blue lion.
Yeah, I don't remember his name because I don't like him that much.
I own all 3 versions of the fucker. I can't remember his name. What's wrong with me? But they basically do the reverse of what the Prime version of that character did, where they fold up around his chest, which helps fill in a bit of space.
With the beams on his shoulders, I suppose you could pretend they're like a jetpack. Maybe you could trick yourself, instead of it just being 2 random beams with 2 blue cubes on the bottom of them. You could be like, it's a fun jetpack, maybe. I don't know.
The old classic 2 rods with a pair of balls on the end that jet you about the place.
I'm literally thinking of the jetpack from Batman Mask of the Phantasm that the Joker uses at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that. I will say I don't like the look of the combined torso mode. The legs obviously look kind of awkward. The head is very, very goofy, as it's gone translucent, spiky ice.
And
I think that's just a little bit too much in the silliness factor.
And in fairness, the way the pylons that hold the combiner mode arms are set up, there's actually the robot mode arms don't actually do much to support that. In fairness,
unfortunately, because I hadn't noticed what those were. It looks like he's now just scratching his armpits in this mode.
That's a tad unfortunate.
While squatting as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, and you're like,
Yeah. I can't unsee that now.
Yeah, I'll give it that. I think the robot mode and vehicle mode is not bad. It's not bad. I think it's something you can work with. The combiner torso thing, which obviously is part of the main gimmick of the line.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing we'll come across with a lot of these is that normally you'll get 1 or 2 of the modes be decent, and the 3rd one will be terrible.
Sorry, Ice Pick. This is not your best outing.
Yeah.
We got Leadfoot and Pinpoint next. Leadfoot. Oh, I remember this guy, the sports car with the giant fucking hands.
Oh yes.
Giant hands. An interesting look. Doesn't look like because his hands are so big. He doesn't look like your average proportion transformer. And I don't think the actual, it's not an F1 car, but whatever kind of bizarre racing car that is, doesn't look too bad. The actual head for the robot, though, little ropey, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit more of a dragster or a speed racer type car than anything.
Like a really fat one, though.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, because the dragster ones are the ones with the really long noses, aren't they? But then with the really big back engine, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they start and the front of the car just kind of lifts up into the air, right? Those ones.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on board.
Yeah. Kind of cute that they've got BlackRock along the spoiler. That's a nice little shout out.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about him generally?
Yeah, he was right. There's a cute thing where if I remember rightly, the way that the spoiler attaches gives him a fake ankle rocker, which is kind of nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Robot mode's okay. The hands give him a bit of goofy charm, I always felt. They're a bit unwieldy, but they help him stand out. Combiner torso is one of the more successful ones, I always felt.
Is the robot mode a boring silhouette? Apart from the big hands. Is that what it is? Why I don't like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fairly simple robot effect at the end of the day, so it does that bit fairly well. He if you look at it just from a purely subjective point of view of do the modes work, do the job required. Yes, unfortunately, that means that his main robot mode is kind of a bit dull.
Yeah, I think this is so far the most successful in terms of all 3 modes. It doesn't, at least from these images, it doesn't look like there's one that's you notice and go, wow, that looks crap.
Yeah.
None of them look amazing, but none of them look shit.
Yes, that's I'd say that's a fair thing
Yeah.
to say
It's
about him.
interesting. How was his
Hmm.
partner? His partner.
His partner unfortunately is
Oh.
suffering from a poor choice of color scheme.
Yeah, P yellow, my favorite.
Yeah,
I like he's an engine block.
yeah, that's actually fun
That's nice.
because it's a nice because Leadfoot, if I remember rightly, was one of the Autobot Power Masters back in the day. Is that right?
Wasn't he a powered master? But I know, pedantic. Isn't he the Leadfoot is the yellow F1 car with the rotor blade? No, he was Rotor Force. It was the Rotor Force guy, right?
Gotcha. Yep, you're right. I'm getting confused.
Transformers. There's loads of them.
But no, it is nice that he turns into an engine. He's one of the ones where the partner was designed specifically to form an element of with the robot. So that's fun. The robot mode gun, that's fine. The armor piece actually is fun because you can have the gun barrels, you can spring them up. A la, who's the dude from Master of the Universe, the gunfighter? Rapido.
Oh, okay.
His chest open and the guns inside. It gives you a bit of that element to him.
Okay.
Or a bit of a Centurion's vibe going on. So that kind of works.
Yeah, this seems like one of the better mini com partner things, whatever you want to call them. Not great, but still better. I do like that the robot mode has, because of the very simple humanoid look to it, it's got, to me, a very Microman aesthetic.
Yes, yeah.
Like, he's very basic and simple, and again, like the engine block gun, when it's the fat square one, doesn't look great. When they kind of straighten it out a bit and transform it, I guess technically it looks a bit better. The armor block without them folded up, maybe if they folded up those gun barrels, like you mentioned, it would look a bit better. Otherwise, just looks like, again, just a rectangle square plopped on his chest, which doesn't do much for me. But okay. Mr. White says bigger head would have really helped the Leadfoot figure. I wonder, maybe. And Excelhead says Leadfoot should have been named Leadfist. Yeah, the hands are that big. I would agree. Next up, we have Sledge and Throttler. Oh, I remember seeing this one. Sledge being a construction excavator sort of vehicle.
Yeah, one of those steam shovel types.
Yeah.
Which it's actually not a bad robot alt mode. It's just
it looks like a chibi version again. It's kind of like the helicopter dude. Yeah. It's like his vehicle mode is a chibi version of what it should be.
It's kind of taken to be assumed because his alt mode is supposed to be the size of a small city block, which is kind of amusing.
It's just a very small one. That's what it is.
Yeah. This one's kind of cute. I mean, he's got things like a spinning swordblade gimmick for the robot mode, which is...
I like that. I mean, it's always fun to have that in his chest. Is it that his thighs are not actually connected to the top of the treads? It looks like they're a little bit further down the treads.
Yeah, I think they are.
Which is odd.
And I hadn't realized, because I didn't have this guy, but I hadn't realized he actually doesn't have a separate combiner mode head. He just has, his head has two faces on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Huh.
I was looking at the description here. It's like, oh.
So is it like Punch Counter Punch, where it's just like the other head's on the back of his head kind of thing? You just spin it round.
Yeah, and then armor pieces hinge over to cover the face not currently in use. The fact of things do actually hinge over, that's cute. It just is kind of weird for.
Yeah, the obviously the combiner mode looks wonky because it just looks like he's taking a poop in the woods. He's squatting down.
From the waist up, it's fine. It's the legs that ruin it because they are just. If I had like an extra piece to go on there to make it look more like a waist. You know what I mean? Like how some of the classic combiners did. That would probably have helped it, but as it is, he does look like he's just having a really big squat.
Yeah, it's a bit off-putting. This seems to again kind of go into the it looks okay kind of category. Like okay,
yeah,
fine. Again for combiner power core combiners kind of affair. And Throttler is he's a drill.
The drill.
Yeah.
And I think he actually spins as well. Because I think
doesn't look like he does.
Yeah, there's a connector between the bit that
Oh,
connects.
I see it. I see it. Yeah, yeah. Like the mini-con port is a separate piece, and then it's his quote-unquote back or torso. And, yeah. So I see what it is. Yes, I thought you meant the actual drill bit itself span, but it's not that bit.
No, it's faking it, but it's fun. This one, it's one of the minicons for. Because I know I have this minicon somewhere, but it works. You know, it gives you
not as an armor piece. As a drill, it seems like it's okay. As a robot, it's quite cute. It's a little mono-eye dude. It's like,
the armor piece is
It's an attempt of doing something.
Yes, it certainly is at that.
Yeah, like, yeah. Well, that's okay.
But it's kind of fun that if you have a character with a paw on a fist, something he can basically have a drill fist, which is cute.
Next up, we have Darksteam and Razor Beam. Oh, this one looks bad.
Yeah, this is one of
this
the
is a
worst.
repaint of one of the 5-packs, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, because they did 2 jets in this line, and the first, and it's not great.
This to me literally looks like something from the cyber. Is it the Cyberjets? The line that had.
Yeah.
Do you remember one of them that was just Mega? It was called Megatron. It was Machine Wars. It's the Machine Wars jets. So the really thin arms. He's got all of the backpack is basically the plane, and the nose cone is just the chest. It's that, but in 2011.
Yeah, it's. But one thing I will say for it, the actual combine mode, although it doesn't look brilliant, the arms, the way they lock into the torso to brace the combiner ports, is shockingly solid.
Yeah, that again, if you look from like that red arm bit that you mentioned upwards, it's not a terrible torso. It's again the legs, because they're just squat pose and they're really thin. Again, just doesn't look quite right.
Again, if there was something extra just to brace, to support the robot, the robot mode legs, and height, and make them look more like a waist than legs doing a split, it would help. But sadly, I mean, to be fair, this was a bit of a budget line, but it was also experimental. So
definitely, yeah. This one, I think, might be my least favorite. Shortly after Huffer.
That's fair, yeah, understandable.
And it is a repaint. We'll probably get onto the other guy next turn. What did he come with? Razor Beam, which is
he's just Chopster.
Yeah, he's Chopster. Thank you. He's just blue.
It's like, okay, fair enough. I mean, the colors work.
It's fine.
But
it's just blue in it.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a new mold. Oh no, it's not. This is another repaint of a 5-packer. I think this one's Steel Shot. Is this a repaint of a 5-packer? Or am I wrong?
It is. Yeah. This was Bomb Burst in the Combaticons set.
That's right. So he's done in gray and tan-ish. Gray, brown. They're practically the same color. It's getting laid. And he turns into AA guns. Again, like the AA gun, it's a bit of a stretch.
I mean, I'd call it more an artillery piece than an AA gun. I think that's.
It looks like he needs a vehicle to drive him round. Like, it doesn't look like it can drive autonomously around on its own.
The windows of the cab aren't painted in any way, so you can't actually, unless you know what you're looking for, you can't tell that they're windows. Because it's it's basically where his arm, is it his arms? No, his feet. His feet fold up to form the cab.
Right.
With the alt mode. And I mean, they've painted a camo pattern on the top. When they probably would be better off painting the damn windows. You know,
probably, yeah.
Which is a shame, because this is an alt mode with a decent amount of detail into it. It's just really hard to make a lot of it out because of the color choices.
Yeah, it's interesting that he has such a large piece for a front skirt as well, which clearly would hinder leg articulation. In some way, I would imagine.
But it helps with the combiner mode work.
It does. Yes, it helps a little bit. It's still got the problem of very thin legs.
Yeah.
Which is always a problem with these things, especially compared to from the waist upwards from it. the combiner piece is pretty nice to look at. I think. For, again,
it forms
this line.
The way that chest is quite nice and evocative. The way the cannons go in both modes, fold overhead. That's nice. I dig that.
It's not distinctly Bruticus either, because his just point directly up. These ones are clearly angled to be used at all times, which is interesting. Color scheme is fine. Obviously, we'll talk about the other one at some point. But instead of being green, this one's more of a desert camo, and I think that for this character is perfectly okay.
Yeah,
it's fine by me. Who's his buddy? Bacon. Oh, it's the monkey. It's the monkey, but he's not translucent this time.
So you can actually see detail, and
you can. He doesn't look like a headpiece this time. I can make out what he's meant to be.
You know what? Actually, I do quite like this deco for him.
It does look like Ironhide.
It does.
Monkey Ironhide.
And somehow the fact he's a monkey with a minigun is just hilarious.
And it seems appropriate for Ironhide for some reason. You're like, yeah, no.
Watch out, the monkey's got a minigun. He's got a what? A minigun.
Is this the first of the Minicon partners we've seen fully opaque and not translucent? I think it might be.
So far, yeah.
So this is the first time, like, good job. The Minicon Target Master partner, not dog shit. It still doesn't really transform into anything. As like like if you look at the bottom right,
but I think Beacon
just
was
like
actually one of them.
Off a building. He
is one of the more articulated overall because he's got elbow joints, he's got knee joints, he's got hips,
and
he's got shoulder joints. That's more than some mainline figures have gotten on occasion. So
it's not bad.
Fair play. I mean, it still doesn't let him actually transform into anything recognizable.
No. He's just doing different yoga poses in this picture.
I mean, you could argue that his quotation marks gun mode would work if you had a. It's the one where the minigun's just pointing out on its own.
The bottom left
might
one,
work.
Yeah,
that might work as like a shield, but you'd need to have like you need to have something to attach it to a character who didn't have a peg.
Yeah.
But as a heavy arm style minigun shield, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's translucent, it's the best thing so far. And then we got Windburn. Oh, so this is the repaint line. Wave 4 is the repaint line.
Yes.
It's the first one, but grey-ish blue.
Yeah. Interesting choice of colours, though, to be fair.
It's a little ugly, I think, because I don't think it works well with the red and the dirtyish gold. I don't think it works with that particular kind of almost turquoise blue. I think the first version was a bit nicer, to be honest.
But at least it's an interesting alternative set of colours we've tried. So
I'm not sure it's better, at least for my taste.
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a Huffer's dude, but he is translucent. So.
Yeah, and for real, this is the issue with some of these combiners because they didn't reuse the same partner with the same alt mode. So which doesn't help because a lot of the minicons were designed to work with a specific commander. So
it's fine.
Like,
who gives
modes.
a shit? It's a mini card. He's got ball joints. He'll figure it out. He's got this.
Yeah.
We got Heavy Tread next with Ground Spike, which is a new mold.
Heavy Tread. God, do I love this figure.
It looks actually not bad.
Yeah,
Heavy Tread. It's a decent looking little tank mode. The robot modes, again, maybe the head's a little bit small for the robot mode, but reasonably solid. 2 of the 4 blue pegs are hidden. Again, that's a plus. And the torso mode is reasonably well proportioned.
Yeah, the torso. The thing is, the robot mode is probably the weakest element, but still looks like a really nice, solid bruiser.
Yeah.
The tank is good. The turret swivels, which you wouldn't expect. And then for the torso mode, you've got a nice beefy new head. Part of the turret folds over to form that missile launcher.
And the
other part, you can angle it slightly over the shoulder as well.
Okay.
And I mean, this is basically the figure that the old naval and marine commander sets from the third party got released for. They did
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
basically get rid of the powercore combiner limbs, wasn't it? And it's like, here's something to kind of go along with this.
Yeah, because Heavy Tread always felt like he needed a dedicated set of limbs, but
You
not
mean
for
good ones.
Yes, good
Yes.
ones.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, this is
no,
is probably the best one we've seen so far, I'd say.
yeah, I was quite happy to pick Heavy Tread up at retail when he launched because he was just fun. Decent
Nice
tank,
big
decent
dedicated
robot.
waist joint as well. I think maybe the only issue I have with the torso mode is the head design's a bit weird looking. Like it's like his brain's inflating a little bit too quickly, and it's expanding his head. But apart from that, it's like it's solid.
I mean, the worst thing about Heavy Tread is that, and a lot of the other three guys in the same sort of waves, is that they were finally getting the gimmick. They'd had a couple of waves to work it out, and they'd sorted the engineering, and then this was it.
Got cancelled. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I will say his minicom partner looks a bit shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun that he forms like a mine. What's the word?
Minesweeper?
Mine plow.
Mine plow. Okay. Plow. Is that what that is?
Yes. Yeah.
It looks like something you'd have on Robot Wars.
No, mine plows are actually, modern ones do tend to have the arms to gather things in closer to the, because they don't want stuff bouncing off. They want everything brought in as close as possible to the plow.
To me, it looks like something Sir Lancelot would use to pinch him and then just get him in there. So poking.
I mean, that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. This one's not a good minicon, but yeah. Next up, Skyhammer and Airlift. Another new one. I don't think it's fully transformed because it looks like the head needs to be pushed down to the rest of the body, right?
Because
the head looks like it's almost floating, you know?
Yes, I think it does push a little further down in that score. So
yeah, interesting though. I think this is way better than the other plane, the first plane that we saw.
Oh yeah,
the one I really hated.
It's a much nicer jet. The robot is much better as well.
Proportionally, the limbs are a little bit thin. I'd like the legs and arms to be just a bit longer and thicker. I think would help it out.
I get that.
But generally, I like that design where the wings are kind of diagonally going upwards from the shoulder. That's quite nice. And the actual jet, as you mentioned, is not too terrible either. It's like, okay, that's not bad. The torso mode's not particularly good, but you know,
I mean, it does some interesting stuff engineering wise because like the legs, rather than with a lot of the other ones where they keep the thighs and just bend at the knees to form. Instead, here his legs fold up on themselves and rotate around.
Right.
So that way you're not getting this weird bow-leggedness to it.
Still very thin, though, unfortunately.
Yes, it's very thin and it makes him very lanky, but it's probably the best solution other than Heavy. I mean, Heavy Tread does something slightly different, but not too dissimilar. And then the combiner ports for the arms are actually on the wing. So, but it's an interesting one. It's like I say, it's not perfect, but it's where they seem to be getting the engineering down pat. So it's a move step in the right direction.
Yeah. And he comes with a mini-con partner. Again, one without hands, one with just gun arms. Turns into a kind of a almost standard Target Master kind of shape.
Pretty much, yeah. And
then he's just aggressively hugging him for the armor mode.
Which, you know, that works.
I guess.
You kind of have to feel sorry for anyone whose job is to become armor. It's like, what do you mean I've got to hang on there and get shot?
Yeah. It's like he picked him up and said, "You're my body armor. Hold on tight, baby." Like, okie dokie. Well, I guess my ability is to die here. And then the last two is Salvage. I wish I could read.
Yeah.
He's Wheelie. He's Revenge of the Fallen Wheelie, kind of.
Yeah, he's his biggest issue is he has 4 giant tires hanging off his shoulders and forearms, to be honest.
That's why, I mean, he's Revenge of the Fallen Wheelie, because, yeah, he's a monster truck, and like you said, Big D, the wheels do nothing. They hang off his forearms, and then they're on his shoulders, and then the engine block is on the top of his head like a small, tiny hat.
Which is kind of funny, at least.
That's more of a go-botty kind of thing, though, I feel.
Yeah.
This looks pretty ugly. I like the little monster truck mode, though it looks more like a toy monster truck than a one that people would actually drive in.
Yes, very, very, very cheapified, this one. So
yeah, definitely. And the torso mode, the legs, I don't think are too much of a problem that make the lower half. Again, they're just the wheels being seemingly everywhere. They're just like, oh, what do we do with the 4 wheels? Don't worry about it. And they just plopped them. Yeah, that will do.
They're not great, are they?
No, not particularly. Did you have this one?
Yes, I think, I do have this one. Do
you remember much about him?
Yeah, kind of, because he was one of the ones that was an existing torso.
Oh, he was a reuse, was he?
Yeah, he was the only one in this line that was a reuse of an existing torso and an existing
Oh, is he green?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they gave him the missile battery dude as his partner.
Bombburst. In translucent red. It's like, yeah, right. Fair enough. And the last one is Undertow and Waterlog. Oh, Undertow's this guy. Okay.
Undertow is... I'm always torn as to which of I prefer out of Undertow or Heavy Gear.
Heavy Tread.
Heavy Tread. And I think Undertow might take it just because he's so damn fun.
What makes him so fun?
Well, he's a catamaran, which I always love seeing a catamaran speedboat get turned into.
I was going to say, for people that don't know, that's a boat. Don't worry.
It's 2 holes.
Yes. 2 pointy bits.
Yes. And he's got a pair of miniguns.
Yes.
Which work in all 3 modes, which is great.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
His head is like, but I adore the fact that in his combined torso form, his head becomes a diver's helmet.
Yeah, like a steampunky-ish kind of one as well. It's not just
an oldie-timey deep-sea diver's helmet. It's great.
It still looks like the torso mode looks a bit wonky, but I do like that aspect of the torso mode.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, they've done a bit. They've tried to do a bit more. So they've tried to hide a bit of how the robot mode thighs fold up to become the waist, so they've got an extra bit of kibble wrapping around. That's something at least, which a lot of the other ones didn't have. Again, not perfect, but this is a real step on. Everything feels better. Heavy Tread and Undertow and Skyhammer, those 3, because they were the 3 new designs at the end of the line.
Yeah.
Them and those for Dinobot we'll get to in a minute. But these 3 just felt like the design team had kind of gotten everything right.
Yeah, they had a bit more of an idea how to do the things that they wanted to do. Even if it wasn't 100% perfect, it was a better, like a point up. Yeah. Instead of them being like a 4 out of 10, maybe, it's like, there's a bit more of a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think this guy looks, again, a lot better than the previous ones that we'd seen in the earlier waves. It's not, again, 100% perfect, but you look at it and you go, oh, he looks like a more interesting, fun figure, even if you don't engage with the combining aspect of it.
Yeah, and his minicon partner really looks like a Centurion.
Waterlog. Oh, he does. Yes. It looks like Ace McCloud.
Yeah.
100%. He's translucent green plastic, which is a bit weird looking. Yeah, but he turns into fun bits, fun things.
A shocking amount of paint on his face as well.
Yeah, technically, yeah, because it painted the
eyes and the
mouth breather, and then the goggles.
And they've painted the barrels of his guns.
Oh, the tips of them, at least.
Yeah, the tips, which is such an odd thing to do when
why paint them yellow? Sorry, orange. Like to give the effect that they're shooting, do you think?
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, I guess. Odd.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the most target mastery of the minicons, because you look at him and he kind of does what you think he turns into a gun that potentially could fly off on its own if you wanted it to.
Yeah, it's a bit more convincing as one, at least. That's it. That's the powercore combiners, unless you want to do the 5 people ones.
Ooh.
Yes?
I tell,
No?
well, tell you what, should we just look at Grimstone and Dinobots and then a couple of because I think there's only really a couple of teams.
Yeah, there's not
Yeah,
many, to be
special-
honest.
Yeah, so we got Grimstone.
Yeah, let me pull up the
Was-
website. I was stupid and got rid
Sorry.
of it. No, that's my fault. I'm dumb. So yeah, you say Grimstone. Grimstone and who else?
Let's see. Because the other commanders we've spoken about, they're just in different decos. It's more of the limbs that is kind of where they differ.
Yeah, because Overrun / Spastic is just yellow, big hands dude.
Yeah.
So there's nothing interesting there. Steam Hammer is... Oh, Steam Hammer's the Constructicon one. That's new as well.
Mm.
Stakeout is... Stakeout's what's his name? Smolder. Crankcase is Huffer, but blech. Mudslinger is the monster truck, but green. There's a Double Clutch, who's a new one as well. Skyburst is the plane, who's still shit, and Bomb Shock is the not Constructicons. So do you want to look at Grimstone, Steam Hammer, or Double Clutch first?
Let's look at Double Clutch.
Okay. Now, was the reason Double Clutch not used again because he was shit?
That's quite possible.
I'm sure I remember hearing that one of these guys was really bad from 5-pack ways. Also, it's worth mentioning, because we didn't mention it before, the actual combiner limbs are basically just automorph, dude. So you plug the cube from the combiner centerpiece into a hole, and it would unfurl them out into an arm or a leg, but they weren't interchangeable. They were either an arm or they were a leg. They were very, very basic, and 90% of the time, they looked really thin and weedy.
They did.
And they didn't do anything, obviously. Their articulation consisted of swivel at the blue joint, and that was it, because that's all it could do.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice that they existed, but yeah, it was a bit of a...
It was an interesting idea, but yeah, I mean, Combiner Wars, obviously, they did better, because the limbs did something. So the Double Clutch toy is a race car that's baby blue, which isn't very cool to begin with, and then it has silver stripes, silver flame details on it. Again,
metallic baby blue for that. Interesting.
Yeah, not the best color combo, I would say, in general.
Yeah.
Proportionally looks a little bit like a little tubby boy. Got a lot of backpack and some very long arms. Proportionally.
Yeah.
Did you have this guy?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Is he up? His head comes out of the bottom of the car, doesn't it?
Which head?
The main robot mode head, not the combined mode head.
Yes.
Although in fairness, the combined mode head is, I think that just the back of the robot just folds on top of the robot mode head, and that's where the
I'm not
combined mode head is.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on, to be honest.
Yeah, it's. I think this does explain why he didn't get reused, which is a shame because there's some. He's one of the ones that actually does take the effort to create a faux waist piece for the combined mode.
Yeah, it looks way less lanky around that leg area than a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
I think it might just be the colors more than anything really don't help because
baby blue is not a centerpiece color generally, especially when the limbs are dark blue, orange, red, and then black with bits of green on it. That's not a cohesive color scheme, really.
Not really.
Not really. Steam Hammer next.
Yeah.
Visually, the combined mode looks pretty cool, I think. The Bone Crusher Excavator mode doesn't look too bad, but the robot mode, I don't like what they've done with the scoop, which is the scoop's basically just on his
backpack. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't really know what are the things, the black bits coming off of it meant to be. I mean, I know what they are for the vehicle mode. They're meant to be attaching to the treads.
I don't know.
No, I
And
don't.
they don't do much. They don't do much in the combined mode either.
Are they meant to be
sadly.
like deployable drills?
Maybe, but I think there might be some articulation missing from them to get that across. Because
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I do like though the fact he has a claws on the ends of his hands that can fold down and back up again. That's nifty.
The like he's wielding 4 picks, but the picks are pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, and points though for the fact that he is in the most eye-bleedingly bright green possible.
Oh yeah, super green.
Yeah, but that's all. That's all the green.
I will say, I think the combined mode is my favorite out of all of the combined modes. There's something about, even though it's quite lanky and thin, it looks reasonably cohesive in a weird way, I think.
I'd agree with that. I mean, the two arms, although it's not the same transformation both, they feel more cohesive than the others tended to do. Even with those 2 black pieces from the robot mode hanging over top of the shoulders.
Doing something.
But it all still works. I mean, so some of these were designed more thoroughly than others to be a cohesive whole. Others were just, here's some vehicles, what can we cram into them to make them fit?
The only thing I think I would have liked to have seen is a bit more of a mix-up in the colors for the limbs. There's something just kind of like, you look at the centerpiece and he's bright green, and then you've got a not super bright orange, and then you've got a slightly duller yellowy orange.
Yeah.
And then you've got a dark green and then a kind of grayish Space Wolf gray.
I mean, do you think it would have been better if they'd all been that same neon green?
Maybe if they had that in their color scheme. I mean, it's real easy to just be like, do the Constructicon color scheme.
Yeah.
But it would have pulled it together.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'm actually surprised that there's no purple.
Yeah. Especially with like their construction vehicles, the centerpiece is bright Constructicon green. No purple?
Yes, someone on the design team showed a remarkable amount of restraint.
Or someone was told, no, not Constructicons. It's like, okay, maybe. Yeah, this one's okay. And then, obviously, Dino Pope is last.
Yeah.
Praise Dino Pope. I remember making fun of this when it originally came out. What are your thoughts on Dino Pope?
I mean, it's weird. I still regret I've never been able to pick this setup.
You don't have it? Okay.
Yeah, admittedly, I haven't gone looking for it too hard in the years since, but I never really saw it at retail anywhere. But I think it kind of works. It's fun to have a new Dinobot, you know?
It's like nice that it's not, because this was pre the Beast in toy form. It was Volcanicus. Like you say, it's different. I'm not sure it's very successful because the joke of Dino Pope, for those that are not aware, it's a sort of Triceratopsy-ish looking dinosaur mode. I wish Mikey was here; he'd know. And it's used the entire head of that dinosaur as like the hat piece. It's using that the snout bit as like the head piece, and then the robot mode is on the bottom of that. So it almost looks like he's got a banana on top of his head as well, or a Pope hat, as we've said in the past.
Yes, it's a tad of in that regard, but
yeah.
They haven't gone for the obvious, like you said. It's not. They've not tried to make it Grimlock. They've not tried to make it the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
The actual, I think the Grimstone himself, I actually quite like.
Oh, I don't. He looks like a guy you find down at the pub on like a Sunday at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
But isn't that peak Dinobot energy?
What a fat British drunkard.
Well, they're all these kind of stupid brawlers, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
No, they're all.
I think what doesn't do it for me about the robot mode is, again, the weird banana on his chest, because it clearly sticks out further than it should do.
There is that, yes, yeah.
Like, it doesn't integrate into the torso, it's just plopped on the chest. Maybe if that mushed Like maybe if there was like a hole in the chest.
A recess for it to fit into. Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably would have helped.
Maybe that would have maybe it would have helped the design a little bit more out. He's still a little bit boring visually. I think like head design wise and whatnot. And I don't know if you could have picked a different dinosaur, but it feels like fat snarl or fat slag. Slag?
I must admit,
slag.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that they didn't go with Dinobots Constructicons until Wave 4.
Yeah. Maybe they. I mean, I kind of get why they didn't do the dinosaurs, because the individual limbs you can't really reuse them. The cars and the stuff like that, you could throw them into any old set. Who cares? They're going to transform reasonably similar. The dinosaurs are going to be a bit more fiddly to do because they actually have to be sort of dinosaur-ish looking when they come out of it. When they're not combined together, I think as well.
Yes, that's all fair.
It was an interesting idea. I don't think it panned out. It seems like you like it a bit more than I do. But it was different. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I mean that pretty much sums up powercore combiners as a whole. Really, it's different. They tried something. It wasn't really successful entirely. But
here's a question: do you think for like a kid's toy these were good? Because I think if I was young, like if I was like 5 or 6, I think powercore combiners. Because I'll be honest, I can't remember the QC on the figures. I can't remember how well they held in hand and how good they felt. I think if I imagine they were good, I think these would play quite well as a child.
I think so. I think one of the biggest shames is that powercore combiners kind of got pushed out to die. There was nothing. There was almost no marketing, no tie-ins.
No.
There was nothing. They didn't even show up in any of the comic books.
No, nothing.
So they were just pushed out to live and die on their own merits, and they kind of died because it was a year and a half of releases at most.
Something like it was brief. And if you look about at the same time of what was coming out, why would you buy these versus the other Transformers stuff, which was coming out at the exact same time?
Yeah, and no one really had any idea were they supposed to fit into the movie line, into the Generations line, were they supposed to be an offshoot of Animated or Prime or something like that? And it's like, what is the... Yeah, they just seemed very unfocused. It was like Hasbro had a gap in their schedule to do a line, and they were like, well, what can we fill this with? But it's got to be cheap.
Well, like we say, the assumption is it's like a testing bed for what would evolve into Combiner Wars. Whether they wanted this to be, there's no way they could have thought this could compete with with their other Transformers.
Yeah,
maybe it was something dedicated for either market research, or maybe it was something dedicated for like just the young kids. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking putting this out when they did. It's odd.
Yeah, it was, like I say, it was a very odd line.
It was a unique little line. Because again, these were around the same time as the Reveal the Shield Lugnut and that jazz. And again, what would you rather have? Would you rather Lugnut or one of these?
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's Lugnut. Obviously. Mr. White said, I always thought that I always thought this was Hasbro ridiculing the idea of the Beast. They were just being really fucking petty.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that. It's like the Beast is a stupid idea and we'll never do it. It is 2026 and Volcanicus exists.
Yeah.
That sounds like a business. I could believe it. XL Hedge says, I want an updated Grimstone to go with Volcanicus, plus the fact he's a former Decepticon is awesome.
Yeah.
If he's a former Decepticon, I'd like there to be a different color scheme, just to make it a bit more interesting, personally. I wouldn't be against the idea of this coming back with some tweaks. I think the idea of maybe using existing Dinobots that don't really do anything, like paddles and slashes you mentioned earlier, Big D.
That's not a bad idea, actually. They have come up with this Scorn,
Oh yeah, Scorn. Yeah,
Paddles, Splash, Grimstone. You
There's
almost
5.
have
Yeah, there has to be 5.
they made Stray for Dinobot in the comics,
Yeah.
and so yeah, there's enough to do a whole separate team of Dinobots. That's kind of funny.
Funny enough, there is a Spinosaurus for the limb here, for the
Yeah.
arm on that guy, so that definitely works. Yeah, you could, I mean, maybe fiddle around with maybe slashes into Raptor, maybe slashes another sort of dino. There's enough fucking dinosaurs out there. You can figure
There's so
it out.
many options.
Yeah, you saw some now. Come on. You can do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
I'd be down with that idea. Again, maybe don't use them in Dinobot colors, because that's the easy choice. Maybe come up with a different color scheme for them to work with. That's maybe close to Dinobots, but maybe not one for one. Personally, that's maybe what I would like. But I'd be down with the idea of that at least.
Yeah, I mean, just the whole the powercore combiners, I think, had some good ideas in there.
Yes,
and in the latter stages, we can see where they were starting to get a handle on the engineering and what needed doing. And we saw it with some of the third party companies who did do compatible limb sets, which were really good limbs by all accounts.
Yeah.
So there was at least some element of merit to what had happened and potential that just third party can do things that Hasbro can't do. Hasbro can do things that third party can't do. It's just the nature of their business models. So, but no, I would, if it came back, I would not be disappointed.
I think if it came back the way it was, it would feel reasonably good quality. I think for when it came out, I'm sure I remember hearing that there were QC issues with
the biggest issue most people had was that the limbs, because they automorphed to transform, they did feel quite fragile at times. They didn't feel particularly you didn't feel necessarily safe in doing much with them, even with the limited options you had.
I could believe that.
Yeah, so if they came back without the automorph gimmick and, like you said, actually make the limbs dedicated, make them proper combiner teams at a budget price point, that could be fun,
I mean, to be fair, they kind of came back. Do you remember the Transformers RID 2015?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
For those not aware, for season 3 of that show, there was like Bumblebee who combined with the fuckers. Then there was Modem Master, and then there was quote unquote Galvatron Cyclonus, and they sort of did the powercore combine, but oddly enough, I think they did it in a lamer way than powercore. It was even more basic for the kids, which is surprising because I wouldn't say that the powercore combiners were really that advanced, but I'm pretty sure it was a similar-ish gimmick as well with the cubes stuck on them.
A bit, yeah.
It's odd. So they did kind of come back, but not really at the same time.
Odd is a good way to just describe RAD 2015 in general, to be fair.
Yes.
It's like a fever dream of a show, that one.
I unfortunately mark RID 2015 as the end of the well-designed TV shows, toys, because that's when all of the shows went, okay, we're going to put less into these ones because these ones are for the kids and the adults have their generations line.
Yeah, that does generally suck. I mean, it seems like from what I've heard about the current Cyberworld line, they seem to have gotten over that a little bit.
Have they? Because if you look at how they transform, they're incredibly basic Transformers. The characters are spread across multiple lines. Like you can't get Grimlock in the deluxe form size.
But by all accounts, they don't feel as. I'm trying to think best to describe it. So a lot of the stuff from RAD 2015 onwards has kind of felt a bit vapid. Like you said, there's been a lessening of quality. The Cyberworld stuff, initially, I looked at it and thought, oh, this is clearly like the Evergreen stuff. It's simple and it's kind of a bit of an insult. But
yeah,
I know Gruff got his
he's in deep.
son's
He's got loads for his
Scorpion.
kid.
Yeah. But everyone I've heard talking about the line said that in hand, it's actually quite good quality.
In terms of like plastic QC, you mean, or something
Plastic
else?
QC, what they do, how they interact with each other. Once you have it in hand, it kind of all makes sense what they've done. Looking at it without messing around with it, it does. I mean, I agree. When I saw all the initial designs, it's done nothing for me. But hearing people say, well, now I've had it in hand and had a mess around with it, I'm digging this. This actually works. This makes sense. So it's weird. And don't get me started on Cyberverse Adventures and how that almost every episode I felt like I missed bits of episodes at certain points because of how they started. There's one where Megatron's giving a eulogy to Starscream in front of a line of at attention Decepticons, and there's a running bar of basically YouTube comments from because he's broadcasting to the people of Earth, eulogizing Starscream, which itself is a funny idea when you just stop and think about that. But I felt like I'd missed half an episode beforehand, you know? That was how the episode started.
Isn't it kind of weird that if you the way that you mentioned that, G1's technically more adult than that show, because that Megatron would never eulogize to the people of Earth a dead Decepticon. Never.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If you go back and look at it, G1 Megatron was out of his goddamn mind.
It was based.
They've gone to the great lengths in the years since to make Megatron more stable, is the only way I can describe it.
Boring.
Yeah, actually, the sort of military genius who could have done what he's done. Whereas you watch G1 and it's like, well, Megatron, we get you're in charge of your boss, but why is it only Starscream trying to stab you in the back?
Because he's too powerful. Can't stop someone who's crazy.
Yeah.
People on drugs, man, they've got the cocaine strength.
That's true. It's a hell of a drug, man.
And in terms of winning, it's like, how could he keep winning? It's like, well, you can't predict the crazies. You can't make a viable strategy when they're fucking insane. It's like, I don't know what you're doing. Jesus. Well, Big D, where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
Oh, I am all over the internet, says David Kelly. I am a contributor to Fluff and Hammer with Mr. Gruff as part of his Patreon exclusive Deeper Dive show. And then alongside Mr. White, we host Fluff and Busters, where we pick a movie, normally science fiction related, something to Worlds of Warhammer, and we record a commentary over the top of it.
Ooh.
Our latest release was Judge Dredd.
Ooh.
Which
one?
For Stallone, we'd already done Dredd
okay.
a while back, so we thought it only made sense to do Judge Dredd, which we had quite a surprisingly pleasant experience with, to be fair. And that's topped out over 400 views to date.
Nice.
So we're kind of in awe of that. We've just done RoboCop, and we have some more ideas in the bag. So yeah, if anyone fancies a commentary, we've got quite a few lined up. Pop on over, have a look, and give us your thoughts if you enjoy it. So yeah, that's me.
Nice. Excelhead says, so Andy would like Grimstone back in his Dino Force Kakuryu and have the components in Dino Force. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't be entirely against that. I mean, you'd need to choose different dinosaur modes, but if we're just talking about color scheme wise,
Hmm.
potentially it could work. It'd be a nice nod. It would be a different color scheme
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
sure, I'm not against that at all. At least let's say I'm not against the idea of that. That's probably the safe way
Yeah.
of phrasing it, because anything can turn to shit very quickly. Anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can find me on Twitter and Twitch as Decay Dandy. You can find me on the Moonbase 2 podcast here, as usual, on a Sunday at 9:30 in the evening UK time. If you want to join us like the lovely people have here tonight, thank you very much for coming on by. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, and you can join us at 9:30 on a Sunday in UK time. ccbunker.weebly.com as well, and Moonbase 2 forums, and that'll do it.
Huzzah.
Thanks everybody for coming on by. Thank you, Big D, again.
Always a pleasure.
And I'll see you next week for the news, unless there's no news, and then we'll see if there's something else.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.